Your intro, Nick, or mine? Yours, huh?
Yep. Actually, it was mine last time.
And I just did it.
Yeah.
Good right there? Oh, yeah, that looks good. What the fuck is up, everyone?
Ready?
Let's do it. What is up, everybody in the world watching this podcast right now? Water Tower Podcast, episode number 22. That's number 22, Jay.
I know, man. I took Spanish 1 in high school.
Nice.
And I learned it from the taco truck, actually, because I ordered 22 tacos all the time.
There you go. 22 tacos. Por favor.
Dos.
So subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Patreon, give us your money.
Patreon, yes.
Buy us beer.
That is new. So yes, please buy us a drink. You know what? We're actually, I think we're both doing a little cleanse here, Jay. Is that right?
Yeah, guess we are. But
Yeah.
hey, we're also looking for an intern. You want to work for beer? We'll give you like a 6-pack an episode.
Mhm.
You must do everything, and we can negotiate.
Yeah, and by everything we mean everything.
Starting from wiping our ass.
Yes.
But that's, you got to start high with negotiation. So wiping our ass probably won't happen, but that, we got to start there.
And I have calluses on my feet. If you can, those off too, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, if you're in SAC and you like to do video editing and stuff like that, and you just want to get some experience, fucking hit us up, man. We'd love to give you that experience because editing this shit is fun, and I think we both do a decent job of it. But
well, we want to grow. We want to go on the road more, and you don't have to be a professional. Obviously, we're not going to pay anything. So but someone that's into it and just wants to dick around on Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, we want to grow this thing. But right now, we're kind of tied down with time with editing.
right.
So if someone's down to do it, we're not sticklers. We're just fucking two dudes. We're just rolling with the punches. So we don't expect anyone crazy. Just someone that wants to get into it.
Yeah, right. And hang out with us, cool motherfuckers.
Yeah, because we are cool.
We are the coolest. Speaking of which, you know what? We went down to the Central Valley and did the live show.
Yeah.
And that was fucking awesome, Jay. I had a great time.
It was great. I had so much fun. I thought I was going to die. We did like an all-day fucking drinking event. We went to the river. Check out episode 21's on now, but the river clips in there. But yeah, dude, saw my fat ass and I've been on a cleanse ever since. Woo.
That's all it took, huh?
Beluga well, bro.
All it took was a video of you on the river.
And I need a tan. Yeah, because usually I hear a lot of guys do this. They could gain weight, but they look in the mirror and like, looking good, bro. Or women, like, they could look good and are like, I'm fat.
Yeah, right.
It's like opposite.
So that's the kind of shit that we want to do, man. That's the kind of shit that we want to do. We want to go out, do field stuff, record in the field. And then if you're an intern, hey, we just send you the audio, the video, and you link that shit up and make it happen.
We have to go to the Central Valley at least once a month, I think. That was too fun. And we could have Kobe and Mike on, but anyone on, and it'd be cool once things open up to set up shop at like the Orange or a taco place and have a mystery chair where anyone can sit down, even some random fucker.
Ooh, I like it.
But like, especially want to do stuff around here in Sac and do some things like that and the river and show like some little trails and shit and just have a good time and record it and yeah.
Exactly. And we've talked about it. I mean, you guys heard of talk about, doing extra stuff, but it's, again, we get so tied up in doing the editing work and this kind of stuff that it's like a job. It really is like a job. And so if we can get someone to help us out a little bit and get some experience, that would just free up some of our time to do some of that other cool shit.
Yeah. Like sleeping.
Exactly. Yeah. Sleeping's good. Well, I don't know about you, Jay.
Backstroking in my Olympic-sized pool in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. The high dive. Doing some
magnificent
dives off the high dive in your backyard.
Go to the cabana, smoke a bowl, important things.
Yeah, the important stuff. But also going to different places. I mean, your dad's in Panama, living his life. And
airports are still closed, man.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm dying to get down there. Yeah, and he's trying to, he might be coming back, so we might get him on here, but he's his plan changes every time I call him, but he's got to figure out some banking issues and stuff, and he has to like be present. So he's thinking about pulling the boat out of the water for a little while and coming over here.
Okay.
He's like, fuck, I don't want to go there for the winter. I was like, damn, you want to go to California for the winter? That just shows you've been in the Caribbean way too long.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what does that mean? Like he stores it? He has to pay like a storage fee?
Yeah, it's like pretty normal because they have to take them out every once in a while to paint the bottom or whatever maintenance. But yeah, you store it and they like just like a parking garage or something for boats, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. You see a bunch of them out there, tarp, some are, you know, kind of like a car part spot.
Oh, okay.
Car part spot. Yeah, where it's just like, yeah, you could
pick and pull.
So you see boats out there rusting, you know, probably people thought they're going to fix it up and never did. That type of thing.
You know what's funny is that, you know, episode maybe 2, 3, 4 around that area, you were talking about getting some time off of work so you can go visit your dad. And now you don't even have a job and you can't even get down there.
I quit my job, had some money in the bank, and that did not work out. And that money's running out. By the time they open, I'm like, sorry, I'm broke as a joke.
Can't make it, Dad.
Dude, I've been so pissed off about that. And especially, Nick, when I haven't researched it enough, but hearing these rumblings of CDC and their fucking pure COVID deaths is like under 10,000.
That's ridiculous.
Compared to 183,000.
Well, I'm sure you've done a little more reading than I have because I haven't done
not much
into it. But I did see the numbers and mostly just people are posting on social media. But fuck, from 180,000 to 10,000, that's
to shut down the fucking nation, dude. That's insane.
Dude, but you know what? I mean, I have to say, right? Because I mean, obviously, we know that those numbers are fucking blown out of proportion. We hear all the stories, not only from regular people, but from doctors, from people in the hospital field. You know, I've heard from personal people that I've talked to, like, yes, this is happening. People are lying about COVID deaths, right? Because you get money for it or whatever the case may be. They're just being overblown. So
not like lying, but like they get to be like 89 with having a heart attack and they would have had it without COVID, but they happen to have COVID.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
So like, COVID death, not a heart attack death. It's like,
exactly. So it's, I guess it's not lying, but it is stretching the truth a lot.
Maximum stretch of
the truth. Good way to put it. But at the same time, it's like 180 to 10,000. Like, like that much? Like you really think that it's that much?
Well, and that's like why, oh man, like I've been wanting to go to jiu-jitsu because I'm getting fat like a beluga whale, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm as white as a beluga whale. But like, it was
especially
like,
with your shirt off.
Yeah. Check out that river thing. I'm surprised I didn't float off. Imagine you just see me.
Episode 21. Check it out. It's fucking awesome.
But yeah, it's like it's like my girl's really paranoid on this shit. You know, she comes from San Francisco. That's a bubble, just like the Central Valley's a bubble. It's like one of these extreme bubbles, and it's very extreme right now. And plus she works with all these doctors out of UCSF, which is, you know, kind of a left school. So they're taking this shit extreme max. And so it's like, it's a headache every time just to, hey, I want to have this person. We had Dr. Odin over. That was a fun conversation.
We had to jump through hoops to get that done.
Oh God.
Yeah. Set up a whole nother room.
Oh, fuck you, man. I had 3 days of arguments with my girl. Jesus. And then I started, oh man, it was hell, man. And then like to go jiu-jitsu. I haven't gone to jiu-jitsu. It's been an argument every month, but I'm going now. Fuck it.
Do it.
I gotta go, man. I'm gonna get in shape first a little bit.
And you know what? I mean, we're opening up. You see more restaurants opening up. Actually, in California, they just approved like barbershops and salons and things like that.
Salons indoor or outdoor?
I'm pretty sure indoor.
I think indoor, but except San Francisco. Is San Francisco? I read today that they only opened outdoor.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, you heard about Nancy Pelosi, right?
No. What happened?
You know, hey, miss, wear a mask and stay inside forever, bitch. Sorry. I'm not a big fan of that group. You know how I feel about Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi. They're all like connected, and Kamala Harris. I don't like that group. But a video was released of actually I have it in my notes because I did a little research, Nick.
Jay has notes.
I got notes the first time in a while. But Nancy Pelosi, she got her hair done and there's video released of her in a San Francisco salon. Not only in a hair salon, which is against the city regulations, the COVID regulations for the city that she violated, she also didn't have a mask on.
Wow. Getting her hair done?
Yeah, and it just shows her walking. Yeah, she got like a blowout or something. So
what the fuck's a blowout?
I don't know. I think it's like, have you seen her hair? but like it looks like something about Mary with the cum in it. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's hair looks like something.
Is that
about
hair gel?
It's cum. Yeah, right. But the salon's called East Salon, and the owner, I think, put her on blast because they've been shut down for 6 months. They're one of the last people to open up. And
Okay.
I know a girl, a lady, I should say a woman, in Visalia, been known her for a long time. We're at Starbucks. She just was in the area, was a hairstylist, does nails and stuff. And she's got, a husband has gone through some medical issues before COVID and all this, and she can't work, and she's bitching like, I don't understand like how this other shit's opening up, and we're the last state in the United States.
Completely understandable, man.
Yeah, and then you got Nancy Pelosi, the one preaching this, in a salon in San Francisco and got caught. And
no mask.
It's all over the the right took it and ran with it as far as they could. But hey, bitch, you're gonna set the rules and you're gonna guilt other people and
practice what you preach.
You have to.
So the owner of the salon posted this.
So they were shut down.
Okay.
And she apparently her side is coming out with their argument. I read a little bit about it because she's been asked like publicly already, and she's like,
of course.
It's just some stupid old lady bullshit. Mm-hmm. But she was like, apparently she had a normal hairstylist that comes to her home. That's what they're releasing now. And he couldn't make it. So he recommended a friend that worked at a salon in San Francisco, East Salon, that allowed one person at a time to come in, which is against city violations.
Right. Any indoor salon, right?
Yeah, it can't be inside. So the owner said she got a text message because they rent chairs out, right? She just owns the building and they rent the chairs, like barber, same shit.
Yeah.
And gets a text like, hey, is it okay if I go at 2:45? Miss Pelosi has an appointment at that time. Made an appointment. And she's like, wait, Nancy Pelosi? Like, what the fuck? And she was like, oh, is it like, I think she's even mentioned like she didn't know if it was like a setup or something because the person making the rules is coming in to break the rules. So what, man, that doesn't make you nervous.
Oh wow, yeah, totally.
And she's like, so I don't know if she said yeah or no, but Nancy Pelosi ended up going in there with this hairstylist that was recommended by her hairstylist, and they have a video clip of her just walking with like the thing around in her hair and no mask on.
What thing around? Like a gown?
The thing you wear when you get your hair did.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, gown, I guess, but a druid gown. I can't say that. Druid gown. The druids.
Gown.
The druids. Oh shit.
So was the person doing her hair wearing a mask?
I think he was. He was walking behind her.
Okay.
He was wearing a mask. And but the lady was like, this is bullshit. I've been closed 6 months and she's in my fucking salon right now getting her hair did by someone renting my chair. This is bullshit. I'm putting her on blast. So she fucking released it.
Good for her.
Video clip. But Nancy Pelosi's mad, saying she's been set up, she feels. And
how?
I know yeah. And then Donald Trump's running with it. He's saying that the owner should run for Congress. That's apparently all it takes.
Right.
But it's, it took balls for her to do that because
hey, her business is on the line.
She might be suicided.
You never know.
Yeah, but that's fucked up, man.
Dude, that is fucked up.
I think if you're going to preach something so strongly, you have to make sure you don't break that fucking rule.
Well, and if you preach it that strongly, I would think someone on the outside would think, yeah, that person really feels that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Practice what you preach.
Practice what you preach, because otherwise you're lying. Otherwise you don't feel that way.
Well, you're saying that I'm above you people. Right. I have the money, I have the power, and I could do what I want, but I tell you can't do it. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion. But I'd rather see you with messy hair than doing this. That would have been a better look.
Dude, no pun intended.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There you go. Light blue. What is that color? A girl would tell you that exact color. Oh, your girl, don't you?
Yeah.
But you know what? We just had this conversation the other day, Jay, not on the podcast, but I think maybe we did have it on the podcast. But Gavin Newsom's businesses too. I mean, they never shut down. He has a couple wineries or something like that. And I never did any research. I never read into it, but I was just kind of taking your word for it.
Well, I saw this other thing came on. Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, it's the same concept, right? If you're going to tell everyone that they can't open your business, even though, I mean, who knows what the stipulations are with his business, if because I know certain businesses were able to stay open if they're outdoors and you wear masks and there's certain rules. But at the same time, it's like, if you're telling everyone to shut down their business, why not just shut your business down? Be the bigger person. Even
if it's within the law, I think it morally looks good and gets people behind you.
Right.
Especially got people attacking you left and right. Exactly. I think it's a good look, and especially when you can afford to shut down, where a lot of people can't. But I heard, I don't know if this is true, but when this came up, something else came up, that another picture was released of Gavin Newsom having his winery through a event, and there's no mask, and everyone's sitting at these round tables, and it's fancy. It's outside, but not 6 feet apart and all that, no mask. And it's all fancy looking and like Richie Rich looking. But I haven't done enough research to see if that's real. But it doesn't surprise me, you know?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, same here.
At the end of the day, that shows how ridiculous these rules are because it's like everyone breaks them, even the people making the rules break them.
Right.
Yeah.
Which goes right in line with what the fuck is going on, right? Like we didn't know from the start and we still don't know what's going on. Like it's fucking weird, man. You know what, historically, maybe there's been a time like this, but it just seems like this is out there, man.
Election year, you know, and
there you go.
And it's never gotten this crazy, I don't think, but like kind of going back to, I might have said this on podcast, so stop me if I have, Nick, but kind of with Gavin Newsom not shutting down these, I think even opened up a new restaurant during this pandemic. Not sure on that, but it's the winery has stayed open, but it's, so if you can make the rules to make sure that the winery could stay open, but not the salon, you know, like you could kind of fandangle it. So that gets weird. But like Fidel Castro, I know a lot of you probably hate him. And I have a love-hate relationship with the guy as well. I used to be deep into him, but he, that sounded so gay. Deep into Fidel, bro.
And he was deep into Jay.
Yeah. No, only me, bro. Capitalism always goes deep into socialism. But, he when he took over Batista's reign in Cuba, that was American backed and mafia backed probably, but he gave up the land. You know, socialism, you work the land, you give it to the government, and they take care of you, basically. And he his family was wealthy. He went to law school and all that before he got exiled and came back. And he, the first piece of land apparently he gave up was his family's land, which is a large plot, which that just shows a good representation. Now he did a lot of the fucked up shit, but that's a good way to show like, hey, I'm doing what I say.
Well, so that's how you get your people behind you.
Yeah. Don't get corrupt.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what you know what it reminds me of, like Saddam Hussein, right? Like we go, and I don't know anything about Saddam Hussein, but I do know that when we went over there to kill him about weapons of mass destruction and all this stuff, right? It's like you go over there and people hated us for doing that because they loved him. A lot of people loved him and cherished him because no, that's not right. I mean, it's from what I remember reading an article, and it was like, you know, even though some people hate him, he did a lot of bad stuff. There was a lot of people behind him because he was like that. He would always like go into the town and shit, like, and give, you know, stuff. And no,
he was, I don't know. You know, I wasn't from Iraq. From what I've looked into over the years is that Saddam had two sons. You know about them, Uday and Udon. I don't know, Uday and something. But they were the worst. But and even Saddam had a problem, threw one of them in jail. But they were known to. There's rich, spoiled, fucking drugged out kids. You know, I think when they died, I remember when they died, they had like Viagra all in their pockets. Apparently, could be false press to make them look bad. But there's a bunch of accounts of them going to weddings and taking the bride. Just being drunk at a party and seeing a wedding, running over there and taking that bribe and shooting people. I think he hurt his leg or something, one of them, and he shot his friend in the leg because he was pissed off that he was walking. Like crazy motherfucking stories. There's a great documentary. Don't know what it's called, but Saddam, I don't know. It was on HBO a few years back or something. But I forget about all this. We grew up with that, but I go, oh yeah, I remember like the Bushes gave him 48 hours or 24 hours to leave the fucking country, but they were bad. And I had the opportunity to talk to someone who was raised in Iraq. Cause I got, you know, my brother's in the military, my cousin, other people, you get the military side, but I was working in the Netherlands and I came across an Iraqi student. I said, hey, you know, it's very non-Dutch to do this, very American, but I was like, hey, you're from Iraq? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're American? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh shit. Cause there wasn't a lot of Americans there in that school. And I was like, I got to ask you, man. And let me know if you want to answer, but I've talked to a lot of Americans about this and I have an opportunity to talk about someone from Iraq about this. What do you think about the American war in Iraq and Saddam and all that? And he says, Saddam was horrible. Saddam was god awful. You did not want to mess with them. A lot of people went missing, a lot of graves that have been found, mass graves, Sunnis, Shiites. There was definitely that going on, you know, different types of Muslims that have been fighting since the dawn of time and we're still doing it now. But anyways, long story short, he said, you know, he was awful and the U.S. came and it was exciting. But I'm here now because there's no university in Baghdad. There used to be a university I used to go to when Saddam was in control. Was it good, right, wrong? I don't know. All I know is I used to go to school when Saddam was in, but I could have crossed him and it would have been bad. But I probably would have been all right statistically. But now I have to leave my country to go somewhere else to go to study. So it's like a gray answer. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, right. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Interesting, man. Yeah, but you know what? Coming back to California and shit, the fucking nation in general, you know what I was reading about the Feds buying stock because our economy is getting ready to take one of the biggest fucking shits in history.
I have a few stocks, and today was I saw it prepare. Actually, TikTok is amazing. Like,
Okay.
everything in TikTok seems to, not everything, but a lot of stuff. You're like, it came true. Like, but this guy said that the crash is happening tomorrow, and I looked, and I lost $300 today. I was up like
Damn.
$9. I have a lot in, like $1,000,
Right.
and it's dropping. I'm gonna leave it in forever, but it was like money, gamble money, like just to test the stock. But I think it's gonna get worse. It seems like.
Well, it said I wrote it was a Forbes article, and those articles. I don't know if you've ever read them, but they're fucking ridiculously long. And so it was a long ass article, and there's a bunch of numbers, and it's this economic guy from some university writing the article, whatever. But he was saying that the federal government has never done this before, and they're talking about trillions of dollars that the government is going to invest in the stock market, so that way it doesn't crash. Which I don't know anything about, but some people say it's not a good idea. But he's saying, it may sound like it's not a good idea on the surface, but unless you want our economy to tank and fucking everything gets disrupted, like that, it seems like the only option we're going with right now.
Yeah, there was a fuck. I wish I knew we were going to talk about this. I could look it up. There's a breakdown on this that like when COVID hit, the economy was doing good, but like obviously people were unemployed. Like it was a mass unemployment rate. Right. So how is that possible? And I looked up a study like this. Like they don't correlate as much as you would like to think. But I don't remember enough to talk about. This guy really broke it down, and I think he was saying why it's good that the economy is doing good, even though it doesn't look that way, because that's like once that's gone, then there's no hope. But I don't know. I don't know enough.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't even think about bringing it up. It just kind of
how much money?
To me. It's like $1.23 trillion.
That's scary.
That's dude.
Well, we're already in debt up to our eyeballs and trillions. It's just scary.
Well, it is scary, man. And and again, going back to the COVID deaths and the real deaths and the deaths that's been reported, and now this is like so much information out there, man. There's so much information out there. What do you believe? What's good? What's bad? It's like, damn.
Well, it kind of brings me to my next subject is Bill SB-145, California.
What is it?
It is, so it's got passed by Senator Scott Wiener. Yeah, I'm not making this shit up. Wait till you hear what this bill is, Nick. Wiener comes into play here.
Let's hear it.
So he's passing a bill, SB-145, which is now I did research on both sides just to make sure, which I don't know if it affects my first opinion, but it's basically the bill would exempt from mandatory registration under the act a person convicted of certain offenses involving minors if the person is not more than 10 years older than the minor, and if that offense is the only one requiring the person to register. Now, that's a hard thing. That's like reading the Bible, right? The Old Testament or something. Now, why do they make bills this way? Because they sneak things in. They make confusing language.
Yep.
You could say, so basically it's saying that a 14-year-old and a 24-year-old could have sex.
And he doesn't have to register,
she doesn't have to register. As long as the 14-year-old is cool with it. As long as, so basically, like he can't. It's so okay. How do I attack this?
Well, it sounds like that. Well, just reading that lingo there, it sounds like if the 14-year-old wasn't okay with it and she wanted to press charges, and then the person got busted, didn't have to register if it was in that 10-year period, right?
Yeah, which is a long period. That's like 14 to 24.
Dude, fuck yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. But the 14-year-old gives consent and it's okay. But goddamn, a 14-year-old, they're not even an adult in the eyes of the country. So if the 14-year-old is a willing participant, it's fine. It feels like it's protecting sex offenders more than children. Now, Scott Wiener actually met. I didn't know it was him. I heard the name. I looked up his picture. I met that motherfucker. Did I ever tell a story on here where I was in the Richmond neighborhoods, like not a popular neighborhood in San Francisco, is all I could afford at the time. I was paying $500 a month in a closet. I was broke. I was trying to build my design career, and it was.
I've never heard you tell a story about a Scott Wiener.
Yeah, well, I didn't know his name was Scott Wiener, but there's mostly Chinese people, a few white people, but it's mostly a Chinese neighborhood. It's actually Little Russia, although you don't see many Russians, but they're there somewhere. Okay. But anyway, so I can get around the bus, and there's this like guy in a suit, skinny, tall, white dude with glasses. And he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, this motherfucker. I already smelled the politician on his ass. I haven't seen this motherfucker in this neighborhood ever. And he's like, hey, I'm running for this or Senate or some shit or whatever. And I don't know. But he was like, I shook his hand. He's like, yeah, I'm running for this. I'd like to get your vote. What kind of change around the city? I was like, you know what, man? And I was not into politics. This is when I like put politics on the shelf. I was like, you know what, man? Like, I'll be honest, I've never seen you in this neighborhood. I don't know who you are. And I think you're just here because you're trying to get votes. And that's fine and dandy, but I think it's weird.
Get him on, bitch.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know how else they would get votes, but it's just weird that you don't see a guy in a neighborhood that's not popular. And all of a sudden when it's election time, hey, look, I'm here.
Kissing babies and shit.
In front of a mini mart in a corner is not his area. It was not his scene. But anyways, he has a nickname, Mr. HIV Lover, because in 2017, within the Senate, I guess they call him that, because in 2017, he co-authored a bill number 239, which lowered penalty for exposing someone to HIV. So if you were dating someone, they had HIV, they had to tell you, or it's a felony. They gave it to you.
Okay.
He dropped it down to a misdemeanor.
Wow.
And he's part of now I'm going to give
what the fuck's up with this guy?
So I'm going to give a little of his defense, although I still think it's creepy as fuck. But he he's part of the LGBTQ community. He's gay, I believe. And so how the law stands now, I don't know about the years. I don't think it's 10 years, but it's if you have vaginal sex with a minor, it's statutory rape if they're both straight, right? If it's a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old that has I might actually wrote these down. Okay, if it's a straight 19-year-old and 17-year-old who are dating, whatever, and they have consensual sex, the judge, although it's statutory rape, the judge does not forcibly have to put the 19-year-old boy on the sex registry list. But it's still statutory. He could, but he doesn't have to. But if it's
non-consensual or if it's consensual?
If it's consensual.
Okay.
If it's non-consensual, it's still rape. But if the 19, 17-year-old are gay, say it's two gay guys, if it's anal or oral sex, it's automatic. The judge has to put them on the registry list. So he's saying it's discriminatory. And that's why he's changing that. Everyone's taking this thing and blowing it up because he's getting death threats. You should see all the news stations. Like, it's been crazy. I posted something on Facebook last night and there was a nice heated battle on it.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, I got called QAnon already or something. I was like, what?
What the fuck?
I didn't even know. I was like, are they? So I was like, oh, I guess they're running with it too. Whatever. I don't know. But
well, it sounds like that sounds right.
That sounds right. But the 10 fucking years is what. So when he says this defense, he doesn't even mention the 10 years. And the girl that, I like her, whoever attacked me on Facebook, but why aren't you mentioning the 10? Like, because I am for that. Yeah, let's get it right. And I've talked about this with people before. I don't know if it's on this podcast, that it is weird that a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old could have sex and he's a rapist. And his whole life will be fucked up, jobs, everything, live near a school. Right. Megan's List, or is it Megan's List? But like,
I don't think so. I don't know.
Or like all the
pedophiles
in your area. But at the same time, why is it 10 years? I am for 2 years. I was always saying, I've thought about this many, many years. I think 2 years is a good stance. That's like a good barrier where these stupid kids or, but how is it going to be rape if there's only a year apart? But 10 fucking years of 14 and 24-year-old is fucking wrong in my opinion.
Dude, that's so wrong. Although, you know what, man, as unfortunate as it is, I know I don't know her, but I know the person that told me is related to her, 14-year-old pregnant in the Central Valley right now. Oh yeah. That's been going on forever. Well, yeah, that's been going on forever. But yeah, when you hear, because I'm just having a conversation with the guys like, oh, how's so-and-so, how's so-and-so, how's so-and-so. Oh yeah, her daughter's pregnant. I'm like, her daughter? What the fuck? Is her daughter a kid? And she's like, yeah, she's 14 years old.
How old is the guy?
So what? I didn't even ask.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that road.
Fuck, I didn't even want to go there. Yeah, but dude, it's like, I have a 12-year-old daughter. Yeah. And it's like, no way, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and if you want to get more on it, this kid did a great breakdown. He's a young kid from Georgia. His YouTube name's Momentum. I just came across him. He doesn't have a huge following, but man, I watched a bunch of breakdowns, but his was very clear and he's very young, but he was like explaining how they use this confusing language to slip in things like, come on, not more than 10 years older, not more than 10. That's like those math tests you used to take in high school. They try to trick you. Like, right. What? Come on. Always. Like, if you go to a website to buy something, it's clear as day English. Why isn't this?
Right. That's exactly why. Yeah. No, that's exactly why. And dude, that goes with everything. All these bills, it's in laws. Dude, when you go to the ballot and you vote, like, if you didn't research that before you went to the ballot, because the ballot just gives you a little fucking paragraph description of what's going on. You don't know what the fuck that means. And so, dude, every time that I voted, which is not very many times, maybe a half a dozen times in my life, is like, I make sure to read that fucking booklet that they send out, and then do some online research and just because that's what they fucking do, man.
Well, no, like put something like actually the paragraph before this was the actual paragraph, but there's a paragraph before it that was like made it seem like it was a good bill. I was like, oh, this is not bad. What the fuck? And I read this like, what the fuck? Why is this not first? It's just. And then the kid that breaks it down, I didn't read the full thing because it goes into like 104 CQ9 of last year, and all these notes. And it's just like he said, dude, you'll fall asleep. I read through it multiple times.
Right.
It's gibberish. Like it means something, but it's hard to get through. And but yeah, check out Momentum. Fucking cool ass little kid doing this shit.
Interesting.
Dude. Breaking it down.
Well, and you know what, man? This is what I love about the new generation. And although there's a lot that goes on about laziness and entitlement and new generation.
They're smart as fuck.
They're smart as fuck, dude. And they know how to manipulate the internet and they know how to access things. And they're very savvy in social issues, I think. And they're the ones that brought about the green movement, right? I mean, the only reason that the green movement and electric cars and fucking eco-friendly and all this shit is big is because the new generation came up and said, I ain't gonna buy that shit.
Yeah.
And so then of course billionaires like, well, okay, we got to change our method. We got to go green because that's what they're buying.
Yeah. It's I feel two ways about these. I heard a song the other day talking about like you're young, so they don't believe you or think you know anything. And I have two sides. Like, yeah, young people are a part of this globe and they will inherit this globe, so they should have a say. But when I think, and this is just me personally, when I think of my life, how I thought when I was young, I thought I was doing research, but I wasn't really.
Right.
It was kind of just easily placed on a plate for me. I was like, yummy. But I wasn't looking under the plate and like going back to the kitchen, like, who's making this and what's the ingredients, fucker?
Good analogy, Jay.
Yeah, but it just came off the top, bro. But it's like, so I worry about that because I would have started a revolution if I was 17, 18, dude.
Nice.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, without knowing much. So that part I wonder, and I don't know, because it's hard. It's hard to say because everyone should have a say. But man, when you're young, you're easily manipulated. That's why this fucking bill's crazy to me. A 14-year-old doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. How are they gonna give consent?
Dude, seriously, man. And that's, see, that's the hard part for me. Even a 17 and a 19, like, because you see that a lot, especially growing up. We knew girls in high school that were dating older men,
all of them.
And yeah, right. And so it's like, okay, well, if their parents are cool with it, and everyone's cool with it, like, what the fuck, whatever, do your thing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to decipher that, right? Because it's like, okay, well then, then they break up and the parents like, oh, fuck that, we're gonna press charges. Like,
it's not fair.
It's not fair, right? So how does that work? I would say though that the HIV thing, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I've never heard of that either.
There was a good portion of years when Trump and Hillary were running that I had to just check out because I was so sick of it. And I remember Obama years was like it. But now I want to stay in tune. I don't know why. Maybe because we have a podcast. I don't know, but like I feel better knowing these things for some reason. It makes you a little crazy, don't get me wrong, but it's good to fucking not see the headline always. And I feel like you're going to see that no matter if you're...
Oh, you always will.
Yeah, but sometimes I felt it was best not to have an opinion, but as I get older and think about having a family, I want an opinion. And I want to make sure that opinion is sound. I don't want to be tricked with funky language or people on Facebook trying to pressure you to go one way or whatever.
And a majority of those people on Facebook didn't do any reading.
Yeah, I doubt it. You'll be surprised. There's some smart motherfuckers out there. And I think the younger generation's getting good about, I think it's common knowledge the news is bullshit now, where we kind of were like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably.
Right.
But like, they're like, no, fuck that. Like, we got to do deep dives. Like, this kid was younger in this bill, like some kid in Georgia.
Interesting.
And, hey, segue from Georgia. Did you hear about Operation Not Forgotten?
No.
It's U.S. Marshals worked with local and state agencies, and they rescued 26 missing children, I think 4 days ago, maybe 6-7 days ago when this comes out. Rescued 26 missing children, and I don't know what this means, but had a safe location of 13 others in Georgia. And then...
Oh, yeah, from an apartment bill or like a structure or something?
Yeah, and I guess they arrested 9 people and then had 26 arrest warrants cleared. Not sure 26 arrest warrants cleared mean either, but they arrested 9 people. But then in Ohio after that, and within 20 days, they located 25 missing children. That was called Operation Safety Net.
Wow.
Why aren't we hearing about that?
Right. Exactly. This should be blowing up.
I saw someone share it, like share this if you want to give them a plot. And I shared it. I researched it, then shared it. But I was like, what the fuck?
So what I mean, so what's going on?
Why are we talking about COVID right now?
Exactly. Who were the kids? Where they?
I don't know. They just said they're at high risk areas, like at risk. I don't know if that's like poor neighborhoods or whatever, but they said they were like very at risk, and they like personally were there to make sure they wasn't just like through like, oh, we found this kid. Like the marshals actually had to make physical contact.
Okay.
To make sure.
And so did they locate family or did it get in depth like that?
I didn't dig enough into it. Yeah, I'm sure it's out there, but what I looked was very kind of brief over it. I don't know if I feel like they're probably doing mass operations right now.
Well, dude, because you read a lot. Well, I read a lot about, and this is, several months ago when, they're locking kids in cages and separating families at the border, like thousands of fucking kids, man, being separated from their families, probably never going to see them again. Their families are getting deported. Now and then, then they come out with the federal government lost like 2,400 kids. They don't even know where they're at. Yeah. Like, and so you think like, where the fuck did they go? That's where they are, in some fucking weirdo's fucking apartment.
Or these are American kids too. Like a lot of 800,000 go miss a year too. So who knows? But like, going kind of on the kids in cages, it's weird. Like, first of all, like more than one president has been doing this shit. Obama got the cages built, Trump filled them, I guess. But have you seen that video I saw on Joe Rogan? I mentioned Joe Rogan, but I'm gonna mention him later too. But he about Mike, I never saw this video. It was creepy, and Joe Rogan broke it down how creepy it was that Mike Pence like visited that border center or whatever, and like there was this huge cage with tons of people back there, adults, kids, whatever, and he like walked in and you just kind of like, you could tell you didn't want to look at him, and it was just weird because Joe Rogan broke it down. I was like you're crossing this country or whatever, you're trying to make a better life for yourself, you hate your fucking whatever, you're there in a cage now, and you see the second most powerful guy in this most powerful country, and he comes in, he's just sitting there looking around, it's just creepy. It's like an old picture you would see in a book, from like the 1800s. It was just it's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Oh, it's a horrible look.
I don't know what the answer is. Just let everyone in. I don't know.
Well, see, and it's a fine line. Yeah,
we can't even take care of our own right now.
I agree. No, I agree.
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is either. And these people are fleeing. Real life dangers. You know, and we've always had refugees from all kinds of countries. Countries go to war, and not only do refugees come to America, but refugees go everywhere, right? And so we've always had this. So it's like, why don't we have a plan, or why don't we have something better than this, right? And then COVID hit, and you hear all these fucking stories about women being raped in these camps and kids dying, and COVID fucking getting spread like crazy. And it's like, we can do better, I think, and I don't know what the answer is either, but it just feels like first world country, most powerful country in the world. We can do a little better than that, I think. But going back to the kids, man, this is real life, man. Kids are going missing. And I think we talked about this. Maybe we talked about this on the podcast on episode number 21. I'm not sure, but I was a little drunk that day.
I was blacked out half that episode. You're welcome.
But you know what? It's like, what do we do about missing organs, right? So if I have a heart failure, I have to go to the hospital, register on a list, and say, okay, well, hopefully the fucking heart with my blood type comes in the next fucking 6 months, or I'm dead, right? If a rich and powerful person, like fucking, I don't know, someone of the elite fucking family or something, gets a heart problem and they need a heart of a certain stature, they're gonna fucking get it. And whether that's some heart that's already frozen in a freezer waiting to be transplanted, or it's like, okay, let's locate a kid in one of these camps that has this fucking type blood and let's do away with them, and now you have a fucking 16-year-old heart.
That should sound crazy. I watched Joe Rogan episode 1255, The Return of Alex Jones, and he talked about this. There was a Kentucky senator that went on radio and talked about like when they're having abortions, there's like it's like this fucking Weiner fucking bill. It's fucking confusing, but there's this like where like they have abortion, but if the baby is still living once they take it out, like they didn't abort it inside, but that weird, I don't know enough, but like pull it out, that technically they could take it to an area and like keep it alive,
raise it. Wow.
And it's when you hear the guy say it, oh, that doesn't sound horrible, but when you really think about what he's saying, and then you like hearing Alex Jones like, dude, they're backing up vans and those motherfuckers, and harvesting these organs and shit. And so I don't know if it's true or not, but like Joe Rogan looked it up. They're all stoned and drunk, but he's like, it looks to be, man, I thought that was crazy, but you seem to be right. I'm just something. And by the way, we got to watch that podcast. It's my favorite podcast in the history of podcasts, 4 hours with Alex Jones Return. The first one's good, but the second one, I think it broke the internet record.
When was this?
Well, I played a clip for it. Remember we started watching it, and I want to do like a stream where we watch it because smoke a joint, drink to that. It's funny.
Let's do it.
It's funny. Eddie Bravo and Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. Yeah,
interesting, man. So, but it does seem out there, but. I mean, when you take everything into consideration and how powerful these motherfuckers are and what they do at the Bohemian Grove or wherever these fucking underground societies are, like.
Well, I think it's steps, right? It's, by the way, Joe Rogan the other day was talking about Bohemian Grove as a clip.
Shit.
I was like, fucking killed it.
He's been watching our shit, Jay.
Probably, motherfucker.
Joe, don't be fucking stealing our shit,
Give
bro.
us $1 million at least. You can steal everything. $2 million. We want, wait, taxes $4 million.
There you go. Right.
So each of us
Thank
at least
you.
get $1 million.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I think people really need to go back in history because history repeats itself. And I know we think we're egomaniacs and we think this is the future. We're going to have flying cars soon and Tesla and we're special. And I don't think the galaxy looks at us as fucking special. And I think history repeats itself over and over. Yes, things do change for the better. But if you think about it, things start small. There's a bill where a 14-year-old and 24-year-old could fuck. Then there's a baby. If it's not aborted, the parent doesn't have to be notified that's still living.
Yeah.
They agree to the abortion. It starts like that, and that becomes normalized, and this becomes normalized. And next thing you know, fucking Hitler's at your fucking front door.
Hey, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that, Jay, because I was just reading an article last night, actually, and it was something out there, but I read it only because I was thinking about that the other day. Like, how does this start, right? Because it's like, I mean, I hate both sides too, but it seems like, what's the word? Authoritarian. Yeah. It seems like we're heading in that direction, right? We have, and actually the article on both sides,
Scary.
right? And so they were talking about the extremes on both sides, right? And it's like other countries. It's like ISIS. It's like how these extreme groups formed. And it's like, it was just steps. It was steps,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave these people the mindset that, yeah, I can go out there and do this, and they're not going to do shit about it. So I'm just going to go and do it, right? Like Portland, right? They're going to go and take over a police department. No one's going to do shit about it, so they're going to do it. It's like the extreme right. Like, yeah, I'm going to go fucking take a machine gun and go shoot a bunch of protesters, and they're not going to do shit about it. So the next step and the next step and the next step, shit, by the time we know, we're fucking no rights, or who knows where we're going to be.
Well, there's like
got me thinking though.
There's this huge caravan. You should definitely look into the Russian communism taking over, especially within Ukraine. But there's this huge Trump caravan that drove into Portland this week, I think, or last week. I think it was this week, and they came like trucks loads of people from outworks were like, "You're talking about coming to our place? We'll come to you."
Wow.
And everyone's like, "This is a tragedy." And they came with pepper spray. So if you stood in front of the car, they would pepper spray you. They all had Trump flags, and Trump supporter got shot. Got killed, and there's a video of it. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, apparently he got shot, and his friend did an interview about it. But I don't know why people are fucking surprised by this. When you have one side, I don't give a fuck what their favorite color is, red or blue, but if you have one fucking side that is doing violence in the street and rioting, and mirrors are turning the other way because it's under their flag color. You think the other side, what the other side is going to chill the fuck out?
Right.
When you're saying, hey, we're going to come after your homes after this, you're going to get what you're doing, violence on both sides. And that's a civil war, and that needs to stop. I don't think there should be violence anywhere. Whether it's a policeman, whether it's a fucking kid with a gun on the street, like it never works. It never fucking works. Violence. Thank you. Or one watcher. Violence breeds fucking violence. And if you are promoting fucking, and this is why I have prompt BLM, Nick, and I know we disagree with this sometimes, but it turned into something that, and I remember before we went to BLM on our podcast, I rewatched it the other day. You said, would you ever go to BLM? And I was like, because I was for it. And I was like, yeah, of course I'm a Black Lives Matter. I get it. Yeah, I'm for that, but I was like, I don't like to be a part of groups because I never protested. I never in San Francisco every weekend, I never did them. And I got criticized for it because I feel like when you march with a group of people, you don't know all those people, and you don't know the leaders of those people, and you don't know who's behind the curtains of those leaders. And I marched with BLM, and I regret it. Yeah, I don't regret yelling George Floyd and whatever. But good God Almighty, what they're preaching now, I just don't agree with. And I just got to be honest, communism, Marxism, look at history. It's scary because that could be our kids' reality. I don't want to have kids in that fucking environment because if I look at a history book, I'm nervous.
Yeah, right. And I don't look into it that far. Usually, especially with like the Black Lives Matter thing. But I have heard that. I have heard, some things about the inner workings of the movement and stuff like that. And I think I go beyond the movement, because I agree, when you get into something and there's always people that are fucked up, and there's always somebody that's going to use it to their advantage to benefit themselves and their group somehow, which is unfortunate because then how else are we going to get movements, right? Because that's what we always say, right? We see movements in the past and what they've done, and even the Black Panther Party, and not only what they did on a political level, but on a ground and local level, helping the people and pregnancy women and all this stuff. And so you say, like, how can we have a movement if every time a movement happens, something infiltrates it and corrupts the shit out of it, and then it's fucked, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the answer. Occupy had a cool thing, if you remember.
Yeah,
they didn't have a leader.
Right.
They didn't have a leader, so they couldn't. The thing was they can't cut the head off the snake. That's what you do, right? Like they always say, cut the head off the snake, and the rest will fall. But they had no head of the snake. There's its own internal problems. Occupy's still out there. It
never got violent though, did it? I mean, there was a lot of sit-ins and shit like that.
A lot of hacking and stuff.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think it ever got violent. I'm sure there's some small outliers, but I'm all for nonviolent protest. But it is hard. Like, what if it is a Batista or a Fidel Castro or a Donald Trump or a fucking Gavin Newsom? Like, what do they have to do where you're like, oh, I think I need to raise a gun?
Right.
I don't know the answer to that. I wish I did, but all I know is what I'm seeing going on is it's going to be met with another force, and it's going to be ugly. I'm sad for both sides.
I feel you, man. Yeah. I'm right there with you, Jay, because I feel the same way, man. It's fucked up. It's unfortunate that it will become a civil war. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's how I see it. It's two extremes that are both being touted to do it. It's like they're both of those teams are like, yeah, hooray, go do it. And it's like, fuck, man, what the fuck is going on?
Well, the people behind the scenes are not going to get hurt. Shit, if their side loses, they got a million houses in other countries they will go to.
Exactly.
And that's why I think we're fucking pawns and War Pigs, my favorite song by Black Sabbath, War Pigs. It talks about why do the poor fight the wars, and Ozzy Osbourne, shut up. But we're stupid. All of us are stupid. I get it. There's fucking crime in the street stuff, but let's get smarter. Let's be a little more intelligent. Communism and Marxism. I remember I was tripping when we had Dr. Odin. He mentioned it, and I have the communist book. Of course, I'm interested in stuff like that. I don't think I wouldn't want to live in a country like that, but I like to be aware of other governments, other religions, blah blah blah. So I pick up books, and I'm in those countries, and I picked up the Mao book, and he mentioned it, and it kind of turned me off guard because I was like, oh, I didn't realize Black Panther was connected to that. That's cool, whatever. But he was kind of little preachy about it to me, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. And then I've heard you talk about it a little bit, and then I was like, whoa. And I was like, man, I wonder if that's like a Sac State thing. And then I started going online and going, no, this is like a real big like left thing now. Because I remember back in the day in San Francisco, I'd see like communist flags, like whatever dork, good luck with that, like two dudes. But it's getting more popular, and that's why I think I'm so interested in politics right now a little bit. Not like I'm desperately interested, but like, it's Jordan Peterson did a breakdown with an Australian guy about the dangers of neo-communism, or whatever they called it. They always add a fucking word in there. You could call it free capitalism, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Not neo-communism. Did I say Nazism?
I don't know. I think communism. It's neo-communism.
Okay. Neo-Nazism. That's a word that's in my head all the time because everyone talks about it. But he talked about very smart dudes. I don't know the Australian guy, but he was bright too. And Australia's pretty left right now. And they were talking about how it starts with like free speech, and it goes. And they were talking about Russia when the communists took over, which was great for Russia until the USSR broke down. And he was saying, I don't know why we want to go back down this road in history where we went down it and realized what worked and what didn't. Not saying this is perfect, but saying, fuck, it could be a lot worse. And he was talking about Russia coming in, I think particularly Ukraine at the time, that was part of Russia, not anymore. But the communists took over, and they had a few farmers in Ukraine that are doing well. They developed it, they got going. They were the breadbasket of Europe at the time, were known to 1920s, and they would feed Europe, because they had all these great wheat farms and shit. Well, there's a lot of people doing bad just because fucking life sucks for people sometimes. Maybe you're a black kid in today's society, sometimes fuck, it's just life is fucking mean, or you have a bad run, life. So you have those people, but then you have people that have never done a shit in their life. And we know those people too, where they just coast and hope something's going to land on their plate. And if it doesn't, they're like, fuck, I'll go steal or something. The guys that don't put much effort into making sure they're safe, their safety. Well, the Communist Party went to those people first and said, hey, those motherfuckers over there at the farms and the house and shit that got money going, you deserve that too. You deserve that too. They took that from you.
Separation, baby.
Yeah. And so then they go fucking assholes, and they get drunk one night and they go over there and they fucking burn the farms. And now Ukraine doesn't produce much food. Fucked. Yeah. And that's what they said. Then in the end, everyone's fucked. The people that work hard and the people that don't want to work hard, and the people stuck in between that just have a bad trip. Everyone fails, and the USSR breaks up, and we all know how that went, much of death. So it's very easy to go to that group of people. Like, hey, see those guys doing good? Right. Fuck them. Now, don't get me wrong. There was definitely corruption with people doing good that are making sure they could step on other people. Sure. But at the end of the day, that's why personally communism scares me, just because of history.
Doesn't it sound like that's what's going on here right now? Like, doesn't it seem like
today? Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, more with like the left saying that we want to take your fucking suburbias and your homes.
That too. And the right saying, it's okay. We're not going to obviously do anything if you go and shoot up this person or
what you said that earlier. I didn't
know like the kid is what I'm referring to.
The 17-year-old?
The 17-year-old kid.
Oh, that was self-defense in my eyes.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I think that we talked about, I don't know if you're drunk. We talked about last podcast. Pretty drunk. Yeah. I know you didn't say too much, but Colby was pretty vocal on it, but kid, don't be there with a gun. Don't be a fucking idiot. If you're fucking, don't take guns to these fucking protests. If you're going to take a gun, you might as well just stay home, because it's just not going to end good, or the chances are increased of you or someone else being hurt. Don't fucking, if you're a fucking guy in the protest, don't bring a fucking gun. But up until that point, wrong. And to the point where the crowd was chasing him. I don't know if you watched the full clip yet. Video.
Never watched any of the clips.
Well, if you watch the full one, it's a lot different than what the news showed. They cut out the first part, but the kid was running. He had I always mess up, Molotov cocktail thrown at him. He had guys yelling, beat his ass. I think he just shot someone that was breaking into a building.
Right.
And another guy hit him with a skateboard. He got kicked in the face. He got hit in the back of the head, fell down, and then he got a handgun pulled on him, and he shot 3 people. I say that's self-defense.
Well, he's the one that shot somebody first.
Yeah.
So if I saw somebody shoot someone else, I wouldn't go there. I have kids and a wife. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going home.
I don't have kids and a wife, and I wouldn't do that.
But if I seen someone do that, and let's just say I didn't have kids and a wife, I would want to stop that person from doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you just shoot that guy? Yeah, I'm going to hit you with my skateboard now.
But go look at the criminal charges of the people doing that to him.
But I heard those are bogus.
Well, we all hear something, but we could look it up, can't we?
Yeah, right.
We can look it up.
Right. Well, and you know what? At the same time, he didn't know anything about that, right? So it's not like he's like, oh, that guy's a pedophile. Pow, pow, pow.
No, he's thinking a crowd. He's running towards the cops. He's thinking a crowd. He was getting a medic for a protest earlier. Obviously, the kid has some fucking issues.
Right.
He's down there with the gun at 17 in the first place.
His mom has issues.
Also, he's thinking he's going to, we don't know.
Well, his mom dropped him off.
Oh, did she? Yeah. I thought he took a bus or something.
No, I heard that his mom dropped him off.
Maybe. Well, obviously his parents, I don't know. I think it does come down to parents of most, when people say, oh, the kid did a crime. I think it starts in the household.
Oh, of course.
But kid was wrong. Shouldn't have been there. The other kid with the gun should have been there, or the guy. I don't know if his kid got the skateboard. What the fuck you doing with the skateboard? We've seen skateboards use. Like, I don't know how this is going to fix anything for anybody. If I'm being chased by a crowd, like we talked about this on the podcast, I guess you don't remember, but I said, kid's wrong, guilty, up until the point he's running away from people and they're chasing him with guns, sticks, and stuff. And he's trying to be cool with these people. I don't know.
Well, what did he expect going in there with a fucking machine gun?
Well, what does the other guy have a handgun for? He's cool. You don't go after him. Why are you so concerned with the 17-year-old, but not the guy with the handgun?
Right. Well, I don't know anything about the guy with the handgun.
But why not? Don't you know? You know about the 17-year-old, but
well,
not the guy with the handgun.
I think anyone's allowed to have a gun. I think,
In a protest?
No. Well, I mean, just in general, like if you have a gun, and there's probably many people with guns there. Because,
for sure.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't go unless I had a gun, because I want to protect myself. But you know what? I just think that See, this is what I think happened. And then again, I didn't watch the video. I watched the clip of the video and maybe some pictures and stuff. But it seems like when you have people that are talking about killing, like, and mostly about like the RNC, the lady who had the little pistol who went and had the speech at the RNC. You know what I'm talking about?
I know the couple that were outside.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
big
that
gun.
couple.
They
Right,
didn't have
right.
a small. They had a big gun.
Well,
didn't they?
he had a big gun.
And
She had a
small.
handgun. Yeah. So she spoke at the
Take
RNC.
that, wife. Get a small gun.
But it was a like a 38 special or something like that.
Oh, that's a nice gun.
That's a nice gun.
Also small. My bad.
And but she had a speech, and it was basically like, we are going to be in control. Don't let them control you. Don't be fooled by the media. We have the power. We're going to do this and this and that. And it seems like if you're going to allow that to be a representative of who you are as a group, then what you're saying is, yes, all you people who feel this way, do what you feel is right. And if you feel like going to these protests with machine guns and protecting.
Well, wait, we talking about the 17-year-old kid or the couple?
Well, I'm talking about the couple
Because
talking.
the couple was outside their house.
Yeah, right.
They were not a protest. Protest came to their house.
Yeah, the protest came to their house. Which
So whose fault is that?
no, if someone came to my house, I'm pulling out my gun.
Well, it's the
Believe that.
17-year-old's fault to go to a protest with a gun. I agree, but it's also the protest fault for going to people's house and we know they got we're gonna fucking take your shit.
Well,
in Seattle, they're saying get out of your house and give it to me.
See, that's crazy. See, I don't agree with that.
Do you know about the 2000? Okay, I don't. But like 2015, one of the BLM leaders led a list. If you're white and don't have kids, give it to a black family. If you're a white woman and you can look it up. If you're a white woman and you, she even said small dick, something like rat out your small dick, white men or racist white men. And it's like it's very forceful. So that's why I'm saying like force breeds force.
Oh, right.
And so the 17-year-old kid shouldn't have been there. The mob shouldn't have chased him. The fucking I don't know if he did shoot someone. I want to say he did. See, the video,
that's what I heard.
The video didn't cut that. I heard he saw someone breaking into a building and he said, stop. They didn't stop and he shot him. And that group's friends, I also heard it was crack hits. I don't know if that's true, but the video, all I know is that's all that I'm taking the full video, which is hard to find now. But if like you said, yeah, if someone comes to my house and they seem violent, I'm being prepared because there's a big group of people and I can't fight everybody.
And I don't agree with that kind of shit. Even when we talked about it a couple podcasts ago, where they went to a mayor's house, I think it was New York or something like that.
Here too, in Sacramento.
Yeah, they did come.
Not the mayor's house, it was someone else, right?
Yeah, it was.
The mayor was trying to be cool.
Who was it? I forgot what it was. But even that's like, you know what? Go protest, do your thing, and to be honest, infrastructure and stuff like that, I don't give a fuck about that shit. If it burns down, that does not bother me one bit.
Why not?
Because why? Why would it? I mean, they have insurance, so that's going to be taken.
What if they don't have? What if they're barely making ends meet? Businesses aren't rolling in millions of dollars, especially mom and pops.
Oh, of course.
You should know this.
No, of course. But every business has to have.
So
insurance.
what if can they fucking burn down your fucking van and you're cool with it?
I would just report it to my insurance. And
but you're cool with it. But you're like, that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I would be upset.
Because you could give your address out right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be upset about it, obviously. And and I'm not saying go do it, right? I'm not saying that's the way to do it. But historically speaking, that's how you get your point across. That's, fuck the Indian guy who lit himself on fire, right? Like, who would do that?
Who?
Remember that? It's like a monk who lit himself on fire.
Vietnamese.
Oh, Vietnamese? Oh, I don't know.
Vietnam War, not Indian.
Well, I mean, that's extreme, right? I mean, who would fucking do that? But he did that to himself. Show a national.
But completely different. Buddhists don't believe in violence, first off. Second off, he took his own life, took no one else's life to prove that point.
Well, right, but it's
not comparable as burning down Kmart.
You're right. It's really not. But it's what I'm talking about is extreme things like that to get national attention, right? To show you that, hey, but really a fucking problem.
Whose other attention are you getting? A 17-year-old white kid with a gun?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't know where it ends.
Yeah,
violence ends with violence. And first of all, black fucking businesses have been destroyed, and no one gives a fuck.
This is true too.
The black people. By the way, there's something cool in Georgia with like what was it, like 19 black families chipped in about a big plot of land in Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Because Killer Mike talked about a lot. That's what, if you want black wealth, black people need to buy land and generational wealth, give it down generation. Jay-Z preaches that a lot. But when these
not as easy as it sounds.
Not as easy. Fuck, I don't have land either. Shit, do you? Right. But like, it's like, it's like fucking a black person got a piece of property, put a business on there, and they're fucking doing good. And they're going to pass that down to their kids, and they're trying to do it, and then gets burnt down in one night.
Yeah, that's tough.
Because of Black Lives Matter. So who's Black Lives Matter? Who?
Yeah, right.
I just, that's what groups are fucking confused. I get it.
No,
I get it.
that part too. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Talking about that and actually reading, some stuff about reparations when I was in college and what that looks like. It's like Tallahassee Coates writes about something like that.
Yeah, I looked him up. You talked about him before.
Yeah. And you know what? I honestly feel like, what does reparations look like, right? Because it's been talked about, and how does that work, and what, who is owed what, and you can trace generations and this kind of thing. But
40 acres and a mule.
For me, that's what it seems like would be beneficial, is like give some land to some people. And if you have to draw lineages and see, who owes what and this kind of thing, having land is powerful, man.
Yeah.
And
it always goes up.
You know what? I think we talked about this too. And I think I got it from like a J. Cole song or something. It's like segregation was almost more beneficial than integration, right? Because it's like we integrate and it's like, oh, I don't like you and you don't like me and fuck, but we have to live together. Whereas if you're segregated and you're in your own community, it's like, well, I support you, you support me, I support all these businesses, and we're a community. I'm not sure how that works.
That's what the KKK says. They preach that. They're like, we don't want to murder you guys. We just want to stay away from us. But if you get close, we'll murder you. That's like, but
well, there's the fine line there.
I don't agree with that. I don't know, Nick. When you get older, you get either smarter or more evil. I can't tell. Like the butterflies leave, I guess. But about is it the Tulsa massacre? I think they might have making a show about it.
Right.
Where they had a very predominant black town community.
The black stock market, right? Isn't that what that was?
I don't know. Oh, it was a bunch of black businesses owned. It was like black town. It was like Atlanta back in the day and it was like in Atlanta, like a big successful black city, and they came and just wiped the fuck out of it. I believe it was the Tulsa massacre. I could be confusing my massacres, but that was wrong. So this is wrong too. That's how I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's tough. Yeah, it is tough.
There's Koreans, there's Filipinos, there's Mexicans, there's black people, there's black conservatives. There's other people besides the left Black Lives Matter community.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. That's what makes it confusing, right?
Well, and that's a good point too, Jay, because there's a lot of Mexicans that go through this shit. You're right. I mean, every culture, and fuck Native Americans, goddamn. Let's not even go there because we know how they're treated, right? You're right, man. It's across the board. Violence is not the answer, in my opinion. I don't think violence is the answer. And it's getting scary.
I think violence is only the answer in self-defense. And there's two things people will die for: family and land. I think I'm more family. I don't have land, so that's probably why. Maybe if I had land, I'm like, this is my generational wealth. Fuck. That's how I get the yoders out of the shit shovelers. But it seems to be in history that those are two things people will fucking die for.
I would die for my family. I would kill for my family. Not sure I would do the same for land. Like, I know it's
if I had a waterfall.
Oh yeah, nice little river. That makes a difference. Speaking of which, Jay, and maybe we can go to a more brighter topic. But dude, when we're in the Central Valley, would you ever own land out there?
I would love to.
I was up there. We were at Kauai. It's 3 rivers. If you want to Google it, check it out. It's fucking gorgeous, man. It's basically a stream of rivers that leads into a lake, Lake Kauai, that leads into Highway 198. Yeah. Fuck, I would love to have some land up there, man. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, I would love to have land where Colby and his family live. I think it's pretty out there, and it's still like a drive to Lindsay.
Right.
But yeah, Springville, there's a lot of pretty places. Some are pretty. I wouldn't want to just have a house in Lindsay, although that's cool, if you're doing it dope, but I want some country and some beautiful rolling hills or something.
I want a river,
a creek, a river would be sweet.
Yeah. I would love that, man.
Yeah. Or walk at least a short drive or something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Cause I remember in Tonyville, was it Tonyville? Not Tonyville. What's that one out there behind the high school? What's that little community called?
Behind the high school?
Yeah, remember it's like behind the high school to the north. Not Tonyville. God damn it.
I thought it was Tonyville.
No, Tonyville's like way north.
This one's right behind the high school. FFA
farm?
No. Well, I don't want to give out names, but
someone lives.
Yeah, where someone lives.
Oh, like the Morenos?
Yeah, exactly. What is that called?
There is a saying for it. I forget.
Yeah, I forget what that's called.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
But anyways, they had a little creek that used to run through there. We used to go crawdad hunting all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Anthony Villarreal, and I think Tony Mendez would go sometime. We were little kids, we'd go catch crawdads.
Yeah.
Not that kind of river. I want a little more than that, but some rocks, some flowing water.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, water. I think about this a lot. I always want to live by the beach. I always picture Central America, but but then you're the white guy coming in, right?
But dude, have you
That's
had
always been my
thoughts of
dream.
like, dude, this, I've been having thoughts recently, and I've been talking to my wife about it and stuff, and it's getting scary, man. I think it is getting scary, and it's like, man, if I was up there living on my own, it's like, I don't know if I can live that life, where I'm out, in the outskirts by myself, boredom, right? You socializing and stuff.
Oh, you're gonna be scared of the dark, bro. It's gonna be super dark out there.
Dude, I am scared of the dark.
Forest.
Hell yeah, I know I would be fucking scared. But it's like, damn, like I don't know, man. Like it's getting crazy, and I hope that after the elections and after COVID and all this shit, we can go back to somewhat fucking normalcy. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but
I hope so. I hope this is just like the news, everyone ramping shit up and fucking doing what they do in election year. But
right,
Donald Trump won in 2016, and Portland has fucking had problems ever since, and now it's all over the news. If you're following it, it was always around. It just exploded this time, but exploded in 2016 too, but not to this scale. But if Biden wins, I truly believe the right will fucking bitch and moan, but they'll fucking eat it eventually. If Trump wins again, I think this shit's gonna hit the fucking fan. I don't know. I don't, and to be honest, I don't. I'm not saying that means who I want to win. Maybe it should. I don't know. But at the same time, maybe not. Maybe Biden wins, the same shit happens. I don't fucking know. But all I know is it's fucking scary. And COVID and all this has made me realize I am unprepared. And I wish I didn't quit my job. Not kidding. But if I had the money, I would have definitely like tried to get some small shack somewhere, and like get some guns, get some food, get some farming going, need to learn about that.
Right. And and I don't think it's going to get that extreme. And I honestly think that the media blows it way the fuck up, right? I mean, these two extreme sides are a very small portion of society in general.
But the scary thing is sorry, I cut you off.
No, well, I think in my opinion, I think there's going to be some craziness whoever wins. Whether Trump wins or Biden wins, I think people are going to bitch and moan on both sides. And we'll have some conflict. And unfortunately, we'll probably have some serious conflict, I think. But it's like, okay, well, now we're over that. Now this is the president. Now we got to just kind of roll with the punches type of thing. So I think we're going to have BS no matter who wins. But to be honest, I don't think it's that extreme, man. I think that, again, going back to like just walking around the neighborhood, like it is kind of tense, but it's like, that person's raising their family, that person's living a, retired life, this neighbor, that neighbor.
They don't make the news.
They don't make the news, right? Everybody's chilling, we're all part of this world, and these two extreme groups are a little tiny fucking portion of these crazy motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, and I agree. But the one thing I do get fearful is that the news amps them up, and the 17-year-old feels like it's okay to go with a gun. The guy feels it's okay to break into Kmart, burn down, or the mom and pop shop on the corner. They feel like it's justified, and that's what I guess I'm worried. And then it gains attention. And everyone's like, "Oh, we can just loot. Cool, we get some money. Fuck. Like and me and you grew up doing some of that shit too, so we understand how easy young people could just jump on that.
Absolutely.
They don't go like at the end of the day. A lot of those people I don't think give a fuck. They're just like, sweet beer.
Yeah, they don't care
Skittles.
about BLM. They don't care about social injustices. They just I think I agree 100%.
Or they know it on the surface level,
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, if you're young and you're already doing stupid shit, and we and you did some stupid ass
dumb
shit.
shit.
And it's like, oh, here's an excuse to go and do some dumb shit. Yeah,
we didn't even need a protest or anything. We just did it.
That's small town life, baby.
Stupid shit.
Oh man, but you know what? Okay, let's change the subject here, Jay. We talked about this on the last pod, but I didn't get too far into it, and I think it's fucking humongous. I think it's huge, and I think it's not huge right now, but I think it very quickly is going to get huge. Is the Neuralink, man, with Elon Musk and
I don't like it, man.
Dude, I'm afraid of it too, man. But it's coming, Jay. And he said, actually, when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, he had said like 5 to 10 years. And now he just came out with that live stream saying, hey, we're looking for people to come work for our company because we want to make
it still might be 5 or 10, I think.
We want to make this mainstream so everybody has access to it. Now, I don't know what that means because, that's what they said about internet, right? Well, everyone's going to have access to internet. And we know that that's not the case.
Well, you mentioned it, and I looked into it, and it was like he brought out 3 pigs, and then one pig had the Neuralink in it.
Yeah.
One had the Neuralink then taken out, and then the other one, I forget what the third one was actually, but like I forget, because they're doing tests on these pigs, and like one pig would like eat, and then like this computer would show like the mental
Right.
like colors or whatever. It still seems like it's far off, you know, but yeah, but things move faster and faster. And if anyone's going to get it done, it's definitely him. But
and I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, the scary part for me is it just like everything else, right? The elite get everything first, and not only the elite, but the military, and who knows, you know, what they have and what they're capable of doing now. But this shit ain't gonna come trickle down to me and you right off the bat, you know. I mean, this is gonna be because the Neuralink. What he's talking about is, you know, not having to learn a new language. It's learning how to do stuff. It's programming robots to do the labor. And so then you think about that, and it's like, okay, well, if robots are doing all the labor, then how does the distribution of wealth work then?
Well, shit, we already did that. We had fucking mechanical arms doing shit. Yeah, fucking McDonald's shit. That was the biggest lie I think society got sold was that technology, whether it's the industrial revolution, whether it's the fucking internet, what you realize is that no, we're working more increased hours than we ever have.
Right?
It makes no fucking sense.
It's fucked up, dude.
Because now we're trying to compete maybe with the computer. I don't know, but like, all I know is that we all thought we were chilling on fucking couches and sipping martinis while the robots are going to work, and that hasn't been the case.
Yeah,
it seems to have ramped up our work hours. And
so, I mean, basically, this Neuralink is making superhumans. I think, in a nutshell, that's what it's going to do.
It's going to happen, right?
It's going to happen, man. And
I just wish it happened like in 3 generations, so I don't have to worry about it. But if they were like, hey, this could cure depression. I suffer from depression since I was a little kid. Man, that would get my ears up. Like, man, anything to get rid of that.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
They did say that it's going to help depression. Yeah.
All right, put it in. I'm in. Sold me.
But it's crazy. You know, they drill a hole in your skull, and, you know, they plug it with this fucking device.
Quarter
and
thing.
Yeah, it's like the size of a quarter.
Because originally going to do it behind the ear.
They had one behind the ear.
And then they changed it to up here.
Yeah, and it was big.
Because you'd have that charger that goes behind your ear while you sleep. There's a fucking charger, right?
Something, yeah. It's
and
like
now
there's
like
something like computer.
I don't know. It seems weird.
It's fucking insane, bro. And you know what, man? Tying this with the other stuff that we were talking about and the Civil War and all this shit. I don't know. It sounds cliche. It may sound a little gay, but it's like, dude, can't we all just get along? You know, it's like
the answer is no, obviously.
No, yeah, it obviously is, you know, and I just wish people would put all this past them and say, like, you agree with that. I agree with this. Those are your beliefs. These are my beliefs. But hey, you're a cool motherfucker, and I still like you. You know, it's like, why create this division? Why create this separation when, yes, we all can have our own opinions.
Kumbaya. Well, you're a very positive dude, and that's why a lot of people like you. And I think that shows in how you thought. It would be nice. It would be nice. Is it feasible? Haven't seen it happen yet. I hope it does. But you know, I do believe that being the consciousness and being conscious and maybe doing some DMT or doing some drugs has kind of opened those pathways for people. And I think on a greater scale, if you had a fucking leader that was eating mushrooms, like you think he's, oh man, we got to stop these, right? I don't know. But then how do you do it? Do you give the riders mushrooms? I don't know. So I don't know what the answer is. And maybe it's something in the future that's different. Maybe it's a Neuralink. But I think it always the disruption always boils down, ignoring sexism, racism, and all that shit. But like, it comes down to a society has, let's say everyone's purple, like they'll take all that shit out because that causes its own issues, right? The racism and stuff. But like, there's those that do and receive some type of benefit for their labor or for their stress or for their hard work. And there's those in the middle that do all right. And then those that do want everything for free and easy and don't want to work for it. And then on to base off that, but then there's someone maybe in charge that makes it harder for this guy to do something.
Right.
Because of whatever reason. So I think that's where all these problems come from. One is a guy looks at a guy that's making it, and whether it's jealousy or hate, says, oh, he doesn't deserve that. And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he got it from his rich dad. I don't know. But
doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it.
I guess not, because that's his dad, right? You know, it's a good point. But at the same time, then there's this invisible hand making it rough for a group of people, or making it rough for all of them, or whatever. And I think this is where all these conflict comes in. But I don't understand how these three people are fighting with each other and not looking at this hand.
Right.
Because you might want to think that hand's Trump. I doubt it. It's got to go beyond, right? It's got to go beyond.
Yeah, it does. Well, I think he's a small sliver of what that's about. But, you know, going back to the book about the elites and who's really fucking controlling shit, man.
The 13 families?
Well, no, even so, yeah, 13 families. Yeah, of course. But it's what's the book called? I was just telling you about that. Actually, it's coming in the mail, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, I did a little research on the book, but just on because I remember my government class they talked about
it called. But it's basically talking about 6,000 people that make decisions that will not benefit, but it will affect 6 billion people, right? And these 6,000 people are not just presidents and this kind of thing, or
they get the
even
presidents elected,
or exactly, or CEOs. It's like board members, right? Because if you're the board member of, let's say, Chase Morgan Bank, right, you're making decisions first for your stockholders, second for your employees, and then third for the general public, right? So when you have these meetings, you go to the Geneva Convention or you go to some random convention across the globe, you're talking about how can we make money to please these three things in that order, right? Yeah. And so it's like, damn, like these motherfuckers, probably 12 people sit on a board, are making a decision that's going to affect thousands of millions of fucking people. It's interesting, because those people have no idea what it's like to live way down at the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. So how can they make decisions that are going to affect someone's life way at the bottom when they have no idea what that life is like? Yeah. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting how that power dynamic works. And it's, distribution of power, distribution of wealth. It's just power.
Yeah, and it gets, because it all leads to power and control. But these groups, Bilderberg Group and all these things have been meeting forever. These families have been mentioned a lot. And in the United States, there's families that have been mentioned a lot. There's one thing I hope, unless we get super conspiracy, but there's one thing I think that ties us in together. And because I've thought about the fucking groups and Bohemian Grove and all that shit. Right. But I thought we share the planet. So it is in their interest. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate because I just thought hit me right now when you were saying this. Is it in their interest to keep the planet safe, or is it in their interest to get rid of some of the rascals that are causing trouble? To make their lives more safe because they want their great grandkids to live? Do they want to continue the human evolution? Or are they fucking going jumping around dimensions in their fucking time machines? I don't know.
And you know what? Who knows what the fuck it is, really? But you know what? It doesn't seem like they care much about the planet. Because companies are getting away with polluting oil spills in the ocean and pollution into rivers and this kind of shit, and then they're just getting away with it, right? Deforestation and fracking and all this bullshit, right? It doesn't seem that that's the case, but I think that's a valid point, man. Is if these fucking 6,000 people have that much power, then you have to at least think that they're being somewhat considerate. Like they're like the best judgment that they, not the best, but they, you would think that they would, throw a smidgen here and there for the planet and for the small folk.
Well, I think maybe they do, like the North Dakota pipeline. I don't know. Who knows? But I wonder, you always gotta think, if I was there, say my dad's like this rich guy, my great grandpa was rich at the time, I'm there, and I'm sitting in this group, not like Buddha, he was a rich kid, but he thought differently. So you just got to be people with different thoughts. So I always think it has to come to something greater. And I know I'm a conspiracy guy or whatever, but it's got to come to they know something we don't.
Right.
And
I agree.
I want to know that shit.
I do too, man. Come on.
You don't think that some of those are those rich kids hey, if you turn from the family, you're out. I don't know.
Suicided.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? I agree too, man. I think it's that we talk about it quite a bit. It's the esoteric knowledge, right? It's the knowledge of something that nobody else knows that gives you power over them, right?
Maybe.
I mean, who fucking knows? And here's what I do, Jay. Let me tell you what you do, and I want to know what you do because we got to do something, right, to take our mind off of this shit.
That was a confusing fucking sentence.
Was it?
What'd you say? Here's what I do. I'm gonna tell you what you do, or I want to know what you do. Or something.
To keep sane. To keep saying this is what I do. I listen to a lot of this guy, Devin the Dude. Shout out to this motherfucker because I don't know. I think he's a lot like the way I feel. And I've listened to him since 7th grade, and it took me out of a lot of depressed states. It helped me.
You get depressed?
Get through.
You're human?
It's helped me with relationships. It's helped me with all kinds of shit. Just you slap on some Devin the Dude. He's rapping some real shit.
Well, music in general.
In general, right? Yeah, I agree. And it's
Lucky Dube got me through a lot of hard times.
Hey, there you go. I'm gonna have to check out Lucky Dube. So, is it music for you? You think that helps you?
It helps, but number one, it's working out.
Okay.
Yeah. Number one, if I don't fucking I don't know what it is. I get motivated by anger and hitting that bag or
Right.
jiu-jitsu or whatever has always it's the closest to therapy I think I've gotten. I never gone to therapy, but it's felt I'm more positive. I'm looking at the world in almost different eyes. It's insane. It's insane. So when I don't do it for a while, like now I'm like, I'm going to fucking murder someone.
Okay.
I'm going to burn down a fucking Kmart. Walmart, bitch.
Yeah, Kmart's don't even exist anymore.
Oh shit, really? Circle K. Somewhere the
that's
K.
funny.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting, Jay. Yeah, you know what? And I've heard that before. I've heard that, working out is a stress reliever for a lot of people.
And especially jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's got a crazy rap about having this like therapeutic thing. And it's a mental and physical thing. I think that's why I just had this discussion with a friend. I got into jiu-jitsu. I don't know. I preach it to him a lot. He made his own decision, but he's been in it for a year or maybe over and might even be better than me at this point, But I said, do you think it's therapeutic? And he said, yeah. He says, I go, why? Like the mental and physical kind of, we're kind of just talking about like, it's not just like you're kicking a ball or you're even boxing, hitting a punching bag. And sometimes you spar, but like every day at the end of jiu-jitsu, you learn a move and you drill it. And then at every end they go, okay, live roll. And that means me and you without punching or anything. Sometimes in May class, they do that, but I would try to tap you and you would try to tap me. We do not stop. We have 5 minutes, and that's a long time. Maybe it's 10 minutes, but sometimes usually 3 to 5. And I try to choke you, or I try to use a move I learned today or last week or whenever to make you tap on my arm and say, I give up. You murdered me.
Right.
And you try to do the same to me. And jiu-jitsu is something that you could be the biggest, buffest guy and go in there and get your ass kicked.
Right.
Now you're going to do a little better than the fat guy, but it's a lesson. Like you have to learn and spend years into it. I've been doing it for years and I still suck, and it's like the slow process of growing and getting better and then beating the guy that beat you because you're showing up to class more. It really is that thing I said, the harder you get in, the better you are.
Right.
And I think there's something about getting killed every fucking training. And you do about 5 rolls, 3 to 5 rolls after every class. You're drenched, you're dead, you're fighting for your life. Right. And, I think something like that brings something, it kills the ego. It makes you feel small and humbled.
Sure.
And then you get a win and you feel great about yourself because you earned it in the right way.
Right. Yeah. Hey, good point, Jay. Yeah. You know what? I've never got into anything like that. I mean, I've worked out and I had gym memberships over the past fucking 20 years, but seldomly went, fucking wasting my money. But you know what? I guess I felt that kind of way. Never really thought of it that way. But you know what? I also think of like my kids, like, something about, because I'm always busy. I'm on my computer, I'm doing this or I'm working and shit like that. And, I try to spend as much time with my kids as I can. But something about like, hey, you want to battle on Mario Kart? Like, yeah, let's battle. My daughter will get in. And so now it's me and my 2 kids like battling out on Mario Kart. Like, dude, I don't think about anything else except winning both of them at Mario Kart.
Yeah, you don't let them win?
No, hell no.
Hey, is your son kicking your ass at chess yet?
No, not yet. Well, we haven't played. Fuck, dude, we haven't played chess in over 2 months, maybe. Yeah. God damn it, we need to get back.
We were talking about it once, like a long time ago, and you were saying like he's getting close.
Hey, dude, he was getting close. That fucker. I bet we should continue playing. But it's something about that, It's something about just letting your mind go into something good and not so much into something bad.
Yeah. Well, and whatever works for you, whatever helps. Just sitting there and doing nothing and continuing the same thing. Like if you're depressed and down and out and you're just doing the same shit. And trust me, I suffer from depression. It's hard when you're depressed to move. It's hard to fucking think. It's hard to motivate yourself to, you'll look at jiu-jitsu like, I ain't gonna fucking work. Fuck that douchebags. Like you'll just make up a reason. And I guarantee, go to jiu-jitsu, everyone be nice to you. Hopefully, if not, they're an asshole, but 9 times out of 10, they're the sweethearts because they've been choked out so much, they died so much, but try something, whether writing, I don't know, music, but working out, it's been proven to work, relieving stress. But on another subject, Nick, a listener of ours brought this to my attention this morning and sent us a message and was saying that, are we going to talk about Joe Rogan moving to Spotify? Because we have mentioned it. $100 million. He's officially on Spotify now.
Yeah, that's right. As of September 1st.
Stuff's still on YouTube. I hope they keep it. But the weird thing was some people have noticed some episodes have been missing on the Spotify because it was said the whole library would be transferred over. Joe has said that multiple times.
Which ones?
Oh, I got a list here. But a lot of them happen to be, the guy that messaged me said, it seems to be right-wing people. And someone was like, oh yeah, fuck this guy, fuck that. But at the same time, it's like, well, I guess his voice, he's allowed to have his opinion.
Yeah, everybody is.
But it was like interesting they chose, so maybe it's Spotify doing this. But episode 1458 with Chris D'Elia. He's the guy that got accused of messaging young girls we talked about.
That's right.
So probably that's why he got out. 1356, Michael Shermer. I know that I've seen him. I don't remember who he is.
Tommy Chong.
1303. Tommy Chung is gone.
What the fuck?
I'm saying something weird. That 1296 Joe List, 1255 Alex Jones returns is not on spot. The greatest podcast I've ever seen.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, still on YouTube. I'm gonna download that shit in case they race on YouTube. I assume they're not gonna race anything for YouTube because why would they? It makes money.
Yeah.
But 1182 Nick Kroll, comedian, not sure why. 1164 Nick Kroll made that. I think Nick Kroll is the one that made that show where like it's about kids going through puberty, a cartoon. And like the fucking monster has like a dick nose or something. Like he's like the sexual urge. I forget what it's called. It's funny as fuck. But 1164, Mikaela Peterson. I don't know who she is. 1093, Owen Benjamin with Kurt Metzger, who's a old fighter, I believe. And then Owen Benjamin's kind of a hardcore right guy. And I believe him and Joe have been butting heads for many years. He's like just all his posts are Jorgen this, Jorgen that. Like it's kind of weird, but he, anyway, he has opinions. But 998, Owen Benjamin again. 980, Crystalia again. 979, Sargon of Akkad. I don't know who that is, but that's an old like Persian leader or something like that.
Okay,
Assyrian, I think. But weird.
That is weird. You know what? I was listening to one of Joe Rogan's podcasts not too long ago, maybe a month ago or so, and he was saying that he likes freedom, right? And you know this. Joe just wants to do his fucking thing. And so that's
why this was shocking. When
the Spotify people came up to him, I guess they had asked him, well, who's going to be the first show? And he's like, what the fuck? Who cares? What does it matter to you? Like, you know what I mean?
They called him and said, so who do you think about the first show? And he's already like, fuck these guys, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. And so it's like, I wonder if it's Spotify. I wonder if it's him.
Well, Joe has said this in a lot of podcasts, says once you get those suit and ties in, like you're fucked. Like they just ruin everything. They take a great show, make it bad because of PC culture, whatever, money, whatever, marketing. And he's like, and he apparently used to have people come in, they bring their PR guy. And he's like, no, do not come in. You have to, we have a spot for you with a TV you can watch, but you cannot be in the same room. Because like, no, don't say that.
Yeah.
He's like, I want real motherfuckers.
Imagine Elon Musk PR guy in there. He would have never smoked that joint.
Yeah, I don't know. Elon's pretty crazy, dude. He's
nuts.
Crazy. I mean, he lost a lot of stock smoking that joint, but a lot of people lost a lot of money. But it sucks. I'm sure he's going to comment on it because everyone's talking about the MMA forums and also on some of the podcast forums. But YouTube pulls us down. You play a song, and I get it. There's rights and stuff, but even like they're really strict sometimes, and we're probably not big enough to get taken down as we should. But I'm sure that I don't know why Tommy Chong would be taken down.
Right.
It seems a bit weird, like because he had a federal crime for shipping a paper clip or whatever, a roach clip. So it seems weird, and I hope everything gets corrupted and every great thing ends. And I wonder if Joe Rogan's one of those things.
And at the same time, are we looking too far into it? Right? Maybe it's a glitch? Maybe it's just something that happened because we had the problem with iTunes and some of our podcasts weren't playing.
I would say that if these names didn't fit a certain category of troublemakers, and I thought Joey Diaz was on here. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe 1296 was Joey Diaz, not Joe List. I don't know. Maybe I fucking was tripping. But I thought one of Joey Diaz's episodes, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, that's his like good friend. But like, so I assume it's not Joe. And I assume it's not a glitch because some of them are kind of conservative, or Tommy Chong's not conservative, but he's did a federal crime. And then this guy had a crime. So the names just kind of have a pattern. So I assume it's done on purpose.
And I don't know, man. Maybe Spotify has an agenda.
2 episodes of Crystalia and 2 episodes with Owen Benjamin.
I'm sure they are paying Joe a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
And, so that's interesting in its own. I was thinking the other day, they smoke weed all the time on the podcast. Are they going to do that in Texas, you think?
I don't know. I would guarantee it.
Because isn't it illegal in Texas?
I'm sure he'll figure out a way. Because he used to do it on YouTube, and you would just see him like go, and then you just see him come back and smoke.
Okay,
so I'm sure if he has to be clever. But have you seen the new studio?
I've seen them building it. I haven't seen the final.
Dude, it's product. Like a space. I don't know if I like it or hate it, but it's super like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
It's arch, which might help with sound, but it's got red colors and all these lights, and
I haven't seen it.
It looks like you're like gonna get high and fucking go for a trip and conversation.
Has he had shows there already?
No, I think I can't tell if it's built, it's completed. I saw a picture today or yesterday, but I can't tell if he's recording in the old studio for a while because he had Miley Cyrus on recently.
Yeah, I just seen that.
And it would seem like the old studio. Definitely.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't know if that's LA or they made a fake one in Austin while this is being done. I don't know. I assume it's LA.
A dummy studio.
Maybe.
But I was thinking about that, right? Because because then
Hey, look, Kobe says hi, guys.
Hey, Mr. Williams, thanks for
Kobe.
tuning in, buddy.
Call in and you could slur your speech. Did you see him comment on that?
Yeah, I did. You were a little tipsy, as was I, as was Jay.
You wanted to go to the river first, you guys. I thought you were all crazy assholes, but it worked out.
It was fun. It was fun. But you know what? I mean, then I think there's, who knows what's going to happen when he starts smoking weed and it's like, oh shit, well, what's going on there? How much power does he have there? Like what? Like shit.
He's not a huge pothead.
No?
I hear like they did a Rolling Stones article about how hard he works because he does comedy at night. He wakes up and works out.
I can't even imagine.
He has multiple jobs. UFC, he flies out. So a guy followed him for a day and wrote an article about him. He said like he saw him like he'd take like 2 or 3 puffs and then go.
Mhm.
And which was disappointing to me because I thought he was a huge pothead. I'm sure he was at one time, but he mentions that like a lot of people smoke too much and then they fucking get lost or whatever. So he likes to just ride that wave a little bit, which is a good move. Everyone,
yeah,
I'm a glutton, so it's hard for me to do that.
A glutton?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's someone that can't they're just a slob. They eat everything. They drink everything. They smoke everything. They can't stop themselves. They need more and more and more. Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say about that. But hey, Colby. Yeah, good time.
Like him smoking weed and getting paranoid.
Yeah. I think it was about weed, but I don't remember. I was gonna say, I have family in Texas, way down south of Texas, but I've known people that have got busted with seeds and roaches and have fucking got busted, like seriously.
Recently?
Busted. No.
Back in the day?
Back in the day. This is probably 8 years ago, something like that.
Dude, they pulled over Willie Nelson in his bus back in the day and searched it.
Wow.
And then they did it to Snoop. And Snoop's like, I knew if they did it to
Whoa, we got a caller, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, Kobe, I gotta connect you. Hey, Kobe. Kobe, hold on 1 second. There we go. Hey, man, you should be on.
Kobe.
You good?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey there, handsome.
This is Cowboy Colby.
What's going on, guys?
Cowboy Colby. Colby, how good of a time did you have on episode number 21?
From what I remember, it was blast.
Is your mom
I remember when we
disappointed?
got done. I don't. She hasn't said anything. I don't know if she's watched it yet or not. I hope she doesn't.
I'll make sure to text her. Text her the link.
Yeah.
It's a long episode.
It's a fucking long ass episode. Good time though, man. Good time hanging out at the river. And you know what? Still, if you guys are watching live or if you're watching this when we repost it, check out episode number 21. It was a good time. It was Jay and I'll just give the breakdown. Jay moved in from San Francisco. I haven't talked to this guy in a fucking long ass time. We start hanging out. Coincidentally, back home in the Central Valley, my cousin starts hanging out with Jay's cousin.
What a copycat.
What a copycatter. And so we were like, oh shit, Mike's hanging out with Kobe. Here I am hanging out with Jay. And we're like, well, let's fucking just have a cousin podcast. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, man. I had a blast, Kobe.
Yeah, it was a really good time. I remember when we were barbecuing afterwards. We were wondering how good it turned out, and shit, I couldn't even remember what we talked about. I was so fucking drunk.
I think we were all pretty.
We went through 6 12-packs that day.
And some whiskey.
Yeah, we did.
And
a
bunch of
whiskey.
cigars, cigarettes, weed.
I didn't do whiskey.
Yeah, I didn't do the whiskey either.
Me and Mike did. We handled that.
Yeah, you guys did. But fucking 6 12-packs. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And one of them, maybe 2 of them were at the river.
Did you, Kobe?
We had to leave the river because we ran out of beer, and I showed up with 2 12-packs.
That's right.
Kobe, did you watch the episode and watch Nick's beer? Calling you out, bro.
No. Well, I watched the episode, but what about next year?
There's a big pile of beers that pile up over the hours of the episode on mine and Mike's side, and also the whiskey, and then like you keep pouring it into your mug, and then I'm pretty sure Nick was pretty cool over there with a couple beers or something. How much you have?
Mine got hot.
Did you have like 3 or something?
Yeah, I probably had like 3 or 4 beers.
Oh man, you're sneaky,
dude. I was thinking. Well, and you know what? I've been having some stomach issues. Let's not go there because let's just say I was on the toilet for a while. But just having like some stomach issues, but I'm also a bitch when it comes to drinking beer.
Oh no, you could put it on when you want to, because when you and Mike were up in Sac, we drank all day, and I was like, I thought Nick could only drink like 3 beers. I've been like babysitting him. I thought like in the podcast, like
yeah.
So, but I was like, you held your own that day.
I guess it's the moments.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So Colby, what's going on?
Well, that's how Nick was whenever me, Nick, and his family, and then Chep's family, I'd rented a cabin up in Shaver, and we went up for the weekend. And me and Chep were putting them back. And, Nick was drinking a little bit, and I told him, well, you want a beer? He's like, no. I was like, come on, stop being a pussy. And he goes, you know how many beers I drink on a daily basis? And I was like, I don't know, 6, 12? He goes, 0. Like, oh, that's right. You moved out of the valley.
Yes, and moved out of the beer scene. Well, you know what? I just smoke a lot of weed, man. I smoke a lot of weed, and that's just kind of always been my thing,
Yeah, I don't usually smoke until like the end of the day.
Right.
Like my little nightcap.
Yeah, and you know
Unless I'm around friends, then we're getting high non-stop.
Oh, of course. We call that social smoking.
Uh-huh.
Well, and you know what? It's like I've had to explain this several times in my life, but it's like I don't smoke weed for the thrill. I don't smoke weed for the fun of it. I don't smoke weed because I think I'm cool. I smoke weed because it's part of my culture, I think. I've been, I remember one of my earliest memories is being like 3 years old, 4 years old in my uncle's 63 Impala, and that's a bench seat, my mom on this side, my uncle on this side, and they're passing joints to each other, and here I am in the middle inhaling all this shit. So, and it's always just been a culture. The first time I smoked was in 4th grade, and ever since 9th grade, I don't think I've ever taken more than 2 months off. So it's just a part of who I am. And I don't smoke all day, every day. Every once in a while I'll smoke in the morning, usually on the weekends. But, mostly it's after work. I'll light up a doobie and it doesn't stop there. I probably smoke maybe 2 or 3 joints a night. But it's it's just something I've always done. It's something that helps me on multiple fronts, I think. And alcohol, man, I get tired. Yeah, when I drink alcohol, I fucking get tired.
Well, I notice when you smoke weed, you don't go hardcore. You like, because when we smoked weed, I'll be like, let's keep going. But you like get a nice ride and then you kind of chill.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, let's keep going because I'm glutton. Yeah. But so you seem to like have
like when I'm drinking, I can't stop. Otherwise, I will get tired, and I don't want the party. And so I'm like,
hey, and that's Colby's
another bucket of beers when we're down at the bar.
Heroin's my culture, guys.
Hey,
my mom used to do it. No, I'm just kidding. She never did it. My bad. My stepmom, I meant.
I've never done it either, but from what I've seen in movies, that always makes you go to sleep.
Directly to sleep.
Well, make sure, from what I've seen in San Francisco, from the waist up goes to sleep, but the legs stay awake. They keep you standing. Heroin.
Yeah, they never managed to fall all the way down.
Nope.
An interesting story. I used to be around a heroin addict and rode in a car with him. And, he was close to someone that I was close to. I won't say names, but man, I remember going to Visalia from Lindsay after this guy just fucking shot up heroin. And I'm in the back seat. They're in the front seat.
Is he driving?
He's driving.
Oh,
he's fucking driving. I fucking swear to God, dude. It's like fucking he's dozing off while he's fucking driving, but he's staying straight. He would swerve every once in a while, and then this other person in the passenger should be like, hey. And then I'm good.
Holy shit.
Like, motherfucker. That was the last time I ever did that.
How old were you?
Oh, I don't know, 17, 18 probably.
That's crazy, man.
Fucking insane, bro. So I've never touched that shit. You never say never, but I don't think I will ever fucking touch that shit. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. And have you ever seen heroin?
Yes, I've had it in my hand in India.
Dirty.
Oh yeah, it's fucking nasty looking, dude. Yeah, it's
definitely doesn't look like something you want to inject.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, I should probably not inject this. It's like when you see the snake that has the bright colors, it usually means it's poisonous.
Yeah,
beware.
right.
It's like that's what heroin is. But everyone's like, man, don't be a bitch.
Right. But you know what? It's like even like I'm not gonna say all my family, but a good portion of my family smokes weed, and it's always like family gatherings. There's always like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and there's always that group of people that goes outside, passes around a few joints, and goes back inside. It's just culture.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting actually.
It's like cigars almost.
Well, I feel like our generation is bringing that to our family. The whole sneaking off and smoking thing.
Well, your family.
And my mom hates it.
Oh, like our personal family? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Like, remember that Thanksgiving whenever I was outside smoking a joint with some family members, and you decided you didn't want to, and you came out to get something out of your car, Jay? you're walking back, and my mom had smelt it, and so she was trying to find us, and we just hear Jay yelling from like around the corner of the house, Shelly's coming, Shelly's coming, Shelly's coming.
I don't remember that. That's funny.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's so funny when people get like sensitive about it because it's just like not sensitive to me. So like when they treat it like, oh, I was like, yeah, like I just still like I just want to allow them to make it a thing, you know. But yeah, I can see that. Like our family, like we always smoke cigars. Like my uncle started, and we all like have circles and we smoke cigars. It's just kind of like a tradition. We smoke cigars, and I can see like for your family, weed being the same thing.
Yeah. I think you're spot on. Yeah. Interesting too. I ran into someone that he wasn't anti-weed, but he was just never a weed smoker, you know, smoked cigarettes every once in a while. And I just went and visited him not too long ago, and he broke out a pipe in a little jar, and he was like, "Hey man, check it out. I've been into this." I'm like, "Dude, right
That's
on,
the
man."
Best moment because I was against. I don't know if I was against it. Kobe could say if I was against it. I just wasn't about it. Like I just wouldn't do it a lot. I would always say no. Every
You
once in a while.
smoked something that was laced like right at the end of high school, and then after that, every time you would smoke, you get paranoid, so you hated it.
Yeah, I think I smoked Cocoa Puffs or something,
Woo!
and I drove home, and the Ozzy Osbourne. Speaking of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne, but Ozzy Osbourne song, "No More Tears." There's a sign where it says, "There's a crack in the sky," and it talks about the sky cracking. All the sky was cracking, and I drove up. I don't know if I was just young and dumb, but I drove up to a stop. Obviously, I was, but I drove up to a stop sign, and I looked. I had my buddy Sal, my buddy Big Al in the back, and I was like, and we spoke to the guy who's now in prison. I think he might have got out for murder, but definitely a gangster. But I went to the stop sign and the road was gone. It was just like earth ended there. It was just black. And I was like, guys, I know I'm tripping. And I didn't smoke weed back then that much. But the gangster was kind of testing me like, oh yeah, bitch. And it was bong rips of this shit.
Oh.
And we were passing. I would not let him do a bong rip without I doing one because I was a white boy trying to prove himself, I guess. But dumb idea. But I remember they're like, take a left. And as I drove left, the road would and then that road would develop until I got to the next stop sign. Fucking insane, dude. And I didn't piss right. I didn't piss right for like 2 weeks. Like Friday was smoky.
Oh,
I literally went to church with my family and had to sit in the back by the bathroom because every 5 minutes I'd go and take a piss. Sometimes I didn't have to, but I always.
It might have been angel dust.
I don't know what it was. My face was numb. I don't know, man.
Wow.
I didn't smoke shit for a long time after that.
Bad experience.
Yeah.
Bad experience.
I'm just picturing Smokey from Friday in the pigeon coop.
Yeah, exactly.
Tripping out after smoking
Don't
angel
smoke with
dust.
those Mexicans, as I said.
Only one can get me out was my mama. It's angel dust, Holmes.
Yeah, I don't know, like unless I was just a bitch, I don't know, but I've never had an experience like that smoking weed ever.
Yikes.
Even edibles haven't been that bad.
Hey, that'll do it to you.
Yeah.
That'll fucking make you think twice the
I
next time.
think the first time you spoke with me after that experience, I had that house on Waddell, which was a big old party house, and you were working at Big Five at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
And you had to work like the evening shift, and it was like morning.
Yeah, we partied
around
the night
noon,
before.
and we smoked. Yeah, and you felt like shit. And I was like, "Well, just smoke, dude. You'll feel better." And so you smoked, and like an hour into it, like you were chill, you're having a good time, and then all of a sudden you're like, "How long is this gonna last? I gotta go to work at like 5." I'm like, "Dude, you have plenty of time. Just chill out." And you started getting all paranoid again.
It was out of your bubbler. We went to go meet some girls in Visalia to eat with them, and I didn't talk the whole time. And I remember I didn't talk the whole time. I was so paranoid I was going to say something stupid, which meant I took myself way too seriously back then. But then I did show up to Big Five, still high. Kobe lied to me. He didn't realize how much of a weed virgin I was. But of course, I walk in because when you're high, everything seems strange and odd. Like I remember Kobe was driving Visalia, and I saw a squirrel with an orange in its mouth run across the road. I've never seen that in my life, and I was like, "What the fuck? What's going on? What's going on?" And then they were burning brush right there. I'm like, "What's going on?" Kobe's like, "It's just weed. Things seem crazy." But then I go to Big Five, and usually I just sit in the back and play basketball in the back and then come out and sell a shoe or two. And I go and they right when I go, manager's like, "Jay," and I'm like, I'm trying to talk to him. He's like, "Here's a ladder. I need you to go up to the ceilings and take these signs down." I'm like, "God damn it." So I'll shift him up there just like paranoid as fuck.
Dude, the house on Waddell, Kobe.
That's a good time.
Damn, dude, I forgot
Thursday
all about
nights.
that shit, dude.
Thursday nights, right, Kobe? Well, all the time.
Oh,
Thursday.
dude, it was every night. Basically every night but Sunday.
Damn.
Sunday was my day to die and sleep and do laundry.
Dude, the 4-footer.
We had mangled Mondays. Tipsy Tuesdays, wasted Wednesdays, thirsty Thursdays, fucked up Fridays, and then Saturday was just Saturday.
I think I said my brother got back from war at Big Five because I was working the night shift on Thursdays to get off early to run to the mini mart, pick up Captain Morgan, and race to Kobe's house in Lindsay. Yeah, that was like always like Thursdays. I would always go there. It's a fucking blast, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, that was a fun house.
Fucking Dieterly.
Yeah.
Yep. He was the landlord. Lived there with Steve. May you rest in peace.
What?
Rest in
He was
peace,
hardly
Steve
ever
Brown.
there.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dude, the 4-footer. I remember that.
Was it 6
The
feet or
6
4
footer,
feet?
dude.
Six-
The
Oh, six,
All American.
6-footer.
Trying to cut the white guy's
Oh,
dick down.
called
6-footer.
It was red, white, and blue. We called it. It was red, white, and blue. We called it the All American.
You couldn't light it yourself.
Yeah, Kobe used to wake me up. I was all hung on the couch. Jay, can you light the 6-foot bong for me? God damn it. Yeah, that nice
Yeah,
little
you had to have
bubble.
somebody there. You couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
I tried to teach my foot how to strike a lighter, but it just never clicked on.
You didn't have that.
The only other, I mean, I don't know how you would smoke that by yourself.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you had some nice. That little bubbler I remember was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
what?
then Shep fucked that up. He showed up at my house and I wasn't there, and he wanted to smoke. And I was like, dude, there's some roaches in the ashtray. Just smoke those. Well, instead of ripping open the paper and putting the weed in there, he just crammed a bunch of roaches in there and was smoking. He was taking my little weed poker and lodged like 2 of them down in the glass area where the water goes. After that, water just tasted nasty. It was like dirty bong water all the time.
Oh, nice. Man, you don't know how many fucking paraphernalia I lost at all the fucking house parties I had. Damn, I can't even count.
Yeah, of course.
Countless.
Think people just jack them?
Oh, people jacked them all the time. Yeah. And we broke a bunch.
I feel like you had a cool bong someone broke in the garage. I remember it was like a big deal. Like a really cool bong or water bong. I don't know what it was.
Maybe.
Wasn't it I don't want to say his name, never mind. But then you had to buy it. But then you had to buy him a new one.
That's right. No, that got stolen. Yeah, that one got
Oh,
stolen.
that one got stolen.
That's when I went to go pick olives because I owed this guy a fucking fucking bong, and somebody had stole it from a house party that I threw. So I was like, oh, "Fuck, dude, I'll buy you another one." And dude, it was like $300 for this fucking piece. And that cost me a week picking olives.
I was gonna say that's at least 3 years of picking.
Fuck.
Well, like I remember Suhei, a girl in high school, had a high school party, and we all partied out there, and someone stole her dog, like a little puppy that just reached over, grabbed him.
Oh, that's right.
I remember she's like, "Has anyone
That's
seen
right.
my dog?" I'm like, "Someone stole your dog, fuckers." Lindsay, dude.
Woo, boy.
Yeah, who steals a dog?
Damn.
Lots of people.
I just spit that out of the party.
Yeah.
Jacket for sure. Jacket.
Right. Holy
Well, it was
shit
a
balls,
puppy,
Kobe.
but still. Dude, Nick, I've been trying to call you for 2 days.
Oh,
Are you
dude,
mad at me?
You remember that shit you told him at the podcast?
Yeah, remember that shit, Kobe? No, dude.
I have no idea.
I seen one missed call from you. That was today, right?
I called yesterday, too.
Yeah, well, dude, yes, what was
See if you're
yesterday?
going to go down to Ventura this weekend.
Are you going?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
What time?
I don't know, whenever.
And when do you plan
I
on
got to
coming?
work in the morning. I don't work, but
When do you plan on
Pull
coming
up
back?
Mike Milan right there.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Yeah, well, shit, Kobe, I'm sorry I didn't call you back, man. I was just saying my stomach's been fucked up, actually, so much so that my wife took it upon herself to make me a doctor's appointment, 2 doctor's appointments, actually, because, I have close family members that have stomach cancer and this and that. And, my stomach's just been fucking with me for like, this past week. And I went up to the mountains actually on Sunday after the podcast. And dude, I got, what's that called when you get sick on the road?
Car sickness?
Yeah, like car sickness, motion sickness. Yeah. And I never got that in my life. I was actually the last person to ever get that. And I got car sick and it's like, what the fuck's going on here? And so I got back home Tuesday, slept all fucking day, dude. I got home actually Tuesday morning around 1, maybe Monday night around midnight, something like that. And then I had to wake up because I had a morning meeting at 6:30 in the morning. And it was over at 8:30. So I woke up, had the meeting, tired as fuck. And then right after the meeting, I fucking went back to sleep, woke up at 4 p.m. and just slouched the rest of the day. And then I had to work the next day. It's been crazy, Kobe. So I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. But yeah, dude, I wasn't planning on going. But actually, coincidentally, my wife said, "Hey, you should go."
She wants some alone time at the house.
She
take the kids.
Yeah. So I did rearrange some things with work, and then that's why we're shooting this podcast on Thursday because I think I am now planning on leaving tomorrow.
Well, when do you want to go? We'll ride down there together.
Well, I'm planning on leaving tomorrow super early, probably like at 4 a.m. And then, so that'll put me at your area around 7 a.m. And then I do work on Sunday, but I'm going to try to rearrange that so that way I can come back on Sunday and not have to worry about
Well, I got to come back Sunday too because my brother's going to be in town and his birthday's Monday. So I got to come back Sunday too.
So you're thinking Sunday leaving SoCal around noon or something?
Well, maybe even before that. Well, I think we only have the house until Sunday. Everybody's leaving Sunday.
Yeah. I think he said that we're gonna have brunch and then after that, gone.
Isn't it starting tonight? Thursday?
Yeah, it's starting tonight.
Okay. What are you guys doing? Whale watching or something?
They're going deep sea fishing today,
Oh, cool.
and then tomorrow's fish fry, and then I think Saturday's like game night or something. Is that right, Kobe?
I think. So what was it? Tomorrow's barbecue and fish fry, and I don't know if they're going to play cards tomorrow
Yeah, I think they said something about
No
or if it was
strippers?
going to be Saturday.
No strippers?
no strippers.
I hope so.
There's been so
Well, I
many,
hope so too.
been so many bachelor parties without strippers.
I
It's
know.
like the new thing.
What is this?
Me too or something. I don't know.
God damn it.
It's probably
Yeah,
for the best.
well, I mean, I know his spouse is real religious,
Oh,
and
okay.
I know he's kind of slowly getting into that. So I don't know if there's gonna be strippers.
God hates strippers.
damn it! I mean, I
Well,
hope
and,
so.
and now they have to be 6 feet away, so it's not really worth it.
Ooh, strippers with masks.
Gotta have that 7-foot dick, bro. Just kidding. It's all words.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh man, yeah, I have no idea what it's gonna be like. And then again, I wasn't planning on going, but
They're gonna catch the fish, and that's what they're gonna do the fish fry with. That's the plan.
know.
That'd be cool.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been deep sea fishing before.
I went once with Colby.
I've done it on both. I've done it on the West Coast and the East Coast.
Oh shit,
On the East Coast. I just remember not catching anything and getting drunk.
nice.
Being
You
tired.
caught
Yeah,
those?
and I said, well, we worked nights, and then everybody else went to crash out for a couple hours. And I was like, fuck that, I'm going to stay up and drink and then hit the boat. Well, we weren't catching anything. The water was all choppy, and so I just went down into the boat and crashed out. And I woke up to hearing Wayne, one of our bosses, going, well, will it hurt him if we put it in there with them? And I woke up right away. I was like, what are these fuckers doing?
Oh, damn.
The only thing they caught was they caught this big old eel, and they were going to put it in the bed with me.
Yikes.
And so I see Wayne coming down the steps into the boat, and I'm like sitting straight up in the bed. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Ah, fuck, he's awake."
That was the guy I told you we slept in the basement in Baltimore, and he was next to me, would wake up all flying fist and shit. That
Wow.
was Wayne.
He
Yeah.
sounds like he had issues.
He's a legend. Oh, well, don't fuck with Wayne. Wayne will cut your head off. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He had a temper, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've never been deep sea fishing. I was kind of looking forward to going, but today's I had to work today, and it was a large detail. It was a big ass fucking hunting truck. This guy uses it to go hunting. It's fucking humongous, and it was really dirty, mud, all over the place. So it took me forever, dude. It's one of those ones. Actually, I got home to take a shower because I had to come over here to Jay's to do the podcast, and dude, stripped down. My boxers were wet, like soaked. Like that's how much sweat I was sweating today.
Damn.
It was a fucking long
So this was
ass day
like
today.
a hunting truck?
It's a hunting, big ass fucking F-350.
I just figure you like coming to clean it, and then he's like some redneck in camouflage, and he's just like watching you like I'm some tobacco. Like he got a pretty mouth.
Come on, boy.
You missed your spot, dude.
No,
Like that guy on that movie Dodgeball, where they have the car wash and they have somebody ride across
that's
the
what I'm
street
thinking.
with the
oh,
And Nixon like
shit.
short shorts.
cheerleader.
Getting that tip, bro. No.
The only customer he's got is this weird guy that keeps having this dude wash his truck over and over again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dodgeball. I forgot.
dude, no, this guy, electrician, cool motherfucker, man. Used to be in my business group. Cool dude, man. Goes hunting every year. I mean, last time I detailed this truck, found a handgun and a big old fucking Bowie knife, and I was like, come on, man, what is this? And fucking changed like crazy. A quick story though for both of you guys. This was pretty cool, man. I got a lead from a guy that I know who owns a body shop. He's sending me business every once in a while because his clients also need detailing work, and so he sent me this guy who has an old truck, and there's, I guess, an S10 convention going on somewhere around here, and he just happened to have an S10 that he wants to spiffy up. And it's a shitty truck. It's got rust all over it, and there's some paint here and there, but he's like, I just want the paint that's there to pop, and I know it's a shitty truck, but I just want it to look like the paint that's there is good, and it's like,
Cool.
all right, I'll do that. And this was a phone call. And so I Googled the place, and it's like an old fucking custom shop where they custom cars and they chop the tops and, fully custom work. And I get there, and it's probably like 6 or 7 dudes. I mean, all white dudes with beards fucking up to here, big old beards tatted up everywhere, and I'm like, oh shit, like, this kind of guys. And fucking go in there, talk to the dude, coolest motherfucker ever, bro. Go into there, talk to some other guys that are working there, all cool motherfuckers, hey man, you want something to drink? You want something? It's like, damn, cool motherfuckers, and it's like, and dude, I posted something on my story, and it's like, dude, this is my kind of place. Like, I love being around this kind of shit, cars and custom, and they had the radio blasting, and there's actually some old alternative shit. And it's like, fuck, dude, I had a blast yesterday at work.
Good environment.
It was a great environment, man. I had a great time.
I always wonder if guys like that, because they know they look intimidating, because I'm sure they know how they look. And so they sometimes let you know, like, hey, I'm cool. Like, because I know you're seeing this. Sometimes I wonder if they're like that.
Yeah, I wonder. But you know what? I don't think they went above and beyond anything, but it's just, they just came off as just cool motherfuckers.
Guys.
Yeah.
What's the shop?
It's called Blue Collar Customs.
Oh, nice name.
Yeah,
Blue
dude.
Collar.
That's what I told him too. How long have you had that name? He's like, oh, dude, over 20 years. Like, dude, that's a fucking awesome name. I love it.
Dude, I thought of getting a tattoo, like, because like I went blue collar to white collar, but like I always want, like, remember the blue collar roots, and who knows, I might be back in blue collar. But like getting like a blue collar tattooed or like some type of symbol, probably look stupid as fuck, just like a square. But like I was thinking, like, that'd be dope, like a blue collar like tattoo or some shit.
Yeah,
that's a cool name, Blue Collar.
It is, and dude, they had like
Blue Collar Customs,
nice. Right? And got a handful of his cards because, of course, I'm around vehicles all day, and I'm actually in the market for a project car.
Nice.
And I've always had one. I've always had an old school car that I've always just tinkered around with, and I haven't had one for about 3 years now, and I'm itching, so I want one.
Nice.
Yeah, the last one I had was
the last one you had was cool, that Volkswagen.
Yeah, that 73 Volkswagen Squareback. Had that for about 3 years, and didn't do much with it. I mean, I messed with some stuff here and there with the body and the interior. Never got into the engine on that one, but I just fucking love having a classic car, man. It's awesome.
You got a garage, so.
Yeah, right. I do.
Where are you looking for anything in particular? Or?
Yeah. Actually, right now I'm looking for a Datsun 510.
Oh, nice.
You know what those are?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love those cars, but they're hard to come by and they're expensive.
People don't like to give them up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Independent suspension. They used to be race cars. Actually, some of them were made in Mexico. Datsun had a facility in Mexico for a while, and cool little cars, man. I like them.
Yeah.
But I might have to.
You know that Datsuns are actually Nissan?
Yeah, right. Well, a lot.
But at the time that they were wanting to sell here in America, they thought Nissan sounded too Japanese, and it was too close to after World War II. They didn't think that they would sell well, so they switched the name to Datsun for their American sales.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. But I know a lot of like the swaps, like engine swaps, are always Nissan. Well, usually, I mean, you can get like, I mean, you can put any engine in an old Datsun. They're fucking huge ass compartments, but mostly the engine swaps are newer Nissan engine swaps because they just.
I see a lot of those Datsun 260Zs for sale around here.
Yeah, I see a lot of those
two-door
too.
hatchback type seats.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of those.
Yeah, fuck you, Colby. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, I'll just go fuck myself. Hey, dude, but we can't leave until after 10 tomorrow. I just realized something.
Why?
Valley Pier doesn't open until 10.
Oh, Colby, they're dispensaries in SoCal.
Or buy it up here.
All right, yeah.
Or get deliveries.
Well, so actually, I don't know. I just feel like I want to get there as early as possible, only because I just want to have as much time over there as I can. I
hate those short trips.
I hate the short
drive
trips
all the way there.
And it's like a 6 to 7 hour drive.
Oh God.
So it's like, what?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 hours from here.
Like, I actually want to get there like at 10 in the morning, or 9 in the morning,
Well, I'm sure there's gotta be clubs in Ventura, right?
Oh, fuck. Absolutely.
For
of
sure.
And actually, I have a buddy that lives down there now, so he may be able to point us in the right direction.
Shit, you'll probably get better and cheaper shit than Valley Pure.
Yeah, right.
Well, then fuck it. Let's leave whenever you get into town. I'll be ready.
Okay, let me call you after this, and then we'll make some arrangements. Because
you're not really going, huh? You're just making it sound good for the podcast.
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Hurts, I can't go.
I'm gonna go to sleep after this, and then I'm gonna text you next week. You're like,
really?
Colby,
your wife's gonna make you go, bro. She's gonna kick you.
She probably will make you.
You're gonna pull an Arthur. Oh, sorry, man. I was asleep.
Yeah.
Really? We heard you laughing from outside.
Yeah, we're all out there, Arthur, you son of a bitch. Actually, he texted me the next day and said, hey, dude, I didn't hear you guys, whatever. And then he texted me yesterday and said that he watched the entire Primo podcast. So that's cool.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
He never tells me. I always ask him, like, well, what do you think about it? And all he said was, I just watched you guys fucking around on the podcast right now. And then that's all he said.
That means he hates it.
Yeah, he does hate it. But he did say that he's going to have a couple weeks off pretty soon, and he wants to come up to Sac to go fishing. So I said, well, fuck, if you're in town, you should just jump on the pod,
Well, you guys said that he's real into conspiracy theories, right?
He is, right?
So that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So we've been trying to get him on. So hopefully he does commit and we can get him on. But shit, we just lost video.
Should we wrap it up?
SD cards. So we probably should wrap it up. So that actually had over 2 hours on it. So we've been going 2 hours.
And also, by the time this video comes out, that weekend thing might be weird.
Yeah, you're right. That's gonna be over.
It won't matter. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, we're gonna.
Then next week
so.
you can talk about it.
Yeah, I can cut it out. Whatever. But yeah, let me. Give
Are you gonna bring your GoPro? Are you gonna do a little?
Oh, someone got
GoPro
addicted.
action like you did at the river?
Someone got addicted to the starlight.
Woohoo!
I think Kobe, I'm telling you, you need your own.
I thought that was cool footage, dude.
It was.
Did you see it all? Yeah, it was cool. I had fun editing that.
Did you watch the episode afterwards, Kobe? After Jay edited it?
Yeah.
It came out good.
Well, I watched it. I watched the live part, and then whenever you guys came out with the edited one, I watched it too.
Dude, I loved what Jay did with that, the fast forwarding and the speeding up. And
I wish I had like 40 hours.
It kind of reminded me of the Delos videos where they're fast forwarding through all their GoPro footage, and even the music that you did was kind of similar. I liked it.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it's probably embedded in my brain. That's why I did it. SV Delos is the boat show on YouTube that I watched for like 5-6 years.
Okay.
That's why my dad went sailing.
Okay.
But yeah, I wish we had 40 hours because I could have really done some shit. And I know that's like I did it at I started at like noon, ended at like 4 a.m. or something.
Right.
Yeah. But
well, I think that's not an issue, but it's certainly something to consider. Like if we had more time, and not that we want to spend a lot of time on that, but man, it would be fun to spend a lot of time.
Keep it easy, but we could even do color grading where all the brighten everything up. It'd be nice.
But dude, it was fun, man. And you know what? It looks funny, huh, Kobe? Like when you're out there with the GoPro and I'm sitting there with a fucking selfie stick and we're doing all this shit. Like it seems funky, but then when you put it together in post-production and you make it look good, it's all worth it.
Well, those guys in the store were kind of tripping out because you were walking around with the camera. And they're like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah. I thought they were gonna tell me something.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Now what? Now that I'm thinking about
it, we definitely haven't changed our grease for the burritos and corn dogs in 4 months. I hope it's not health inspector.
You know, that may have something to do with my stomach issues.
Yeah, maybe.
There it is, dude. We had Minute Mark food.
I shit you not. I think it might, dude, because that was some of the nastiest.
You were sick during the podcast?
Yeah, remember I was telling you, like that was nasty.
When did you start getting sick? Like the night before or something?
Well, it was like Friday. Yeah, around Friday night. Like it just started feeling funky, and then I was eating garbage food. I was telling my wife left town for a week, and so when she was gone, I was eating fucking stupid ass food. Like I never cooked once.
Kobe, and Ventura teaching Nick how to cook like basic shit, like just a steak or something, chicken.
All right,
dude. If it doesn't come out of a box, I don't fucking cook it.
I was like that for a long time, but man, you're gonna love it when you learn how to cook because it's way better and you get way more for cheaper.
Oh yeah, it is. But you know what?
Dude, and that's part of my decompression at the end of the day too, is cooking myself food.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad you said that, Kobe, because it's fucking fun, man. You know what? And unfortunately, I didn't take my drone out there, and I didn't post any pictures or stories on our Instagram story when we were out on the river. I did fly my drone out to the L. I got some footage of the L, and I got some footage of the high school because all that's just B-roll shit, But hell yeah, dude, I'll take my fucking GoPro and my drone, and we'll just see what happens.
All right, cool.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Well,
then I guess I'll see you in the morning, unless this is all just for the podcast and you're being a poser.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't think you're going to.
You're not really going.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I forgot. All right, goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, you're breaking.
There's the volumes right here, Nick. There's the volume.
No, but yeah, I was telling Jay, coincidentally, I was telling my wife about it because again, I wasn't planning on going. I was thinking, well, I have to work. I'm not really feeling well. I spent a lot of money over the weekend, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. And then my wife was asking me, oh, do you work this week? And I'm like, no, I don't, and she's like, well, any plans? Well, Brian's bachelor's party this weekend, and No, I don't know. She's like, you're not going to go? I said, nah, I don't think so. I told her I'm not feeling well. I'm kind of broke. She's like, you should go. You need to go. Like, he's your friend. This is once in a lifetime.
Get out of the house.
Yeah, get out of the house,
Yeah.
right? You need to decompress. And she's like, just go. And I'm like, okay.
I cashed in my cans so I could go.
Nice. I like your style, Kobe. But
Did you get like
Got
a
bit by a
million?
rattlesnake while I was doing it.
Did you get $1 million back from your cans because you have so many?
Fuck no. I got $67.
God
I figured
damn.
that's out.
That's pretty good.
That's fucking awesome. Kobe,
Aluminum.
how many bags did you have? Shit.
You underestimate the amount of beers that I drink.
Fuck. Dude, last time I went to go
My
catch
brother saw my pile back there and he's like, "That's a lot of beers." John says the same shit whenever he sees it. He's like, "I'm like, dude, that's my savings account."
So do you drink only cans?
No, lately I've been drinking bottles because I switched over to that Corona lately.
Oh, okay.
But like before that, it was Bud Lights or Sam 76 or 805s. That I like that beer that I showed up to Mike's with, that
Yeah.
Firestone Walker Lager.
Mm-hmm.
That's in cans, and it's really good.
I love that stuff.
That was good stuff.
What Kobe, how many beers does it take for you to start feeling a little buzzed?
6 to 8
Not like damn.
on an empty
So
stomach.
if you have 3 beers, you don't feel anything?
No, if I have 3 beers and I stop, I'm gonna take like a 2-hour nap.
Oh, shit. Okay. Interesting. You know what? Last time I
But
catched-
I don't know. Maybe 'cause a lot of times I screw myself over and I haven't eaten anything.
Hmm.
So like maybe like around halfway through my 5th beer, I'm like, whoa, I need to eat some chips and dip or something.
Dude, I get
But
buzzed off of
yeah, as long as I keep drinking, I'll stay awake.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, dude.
Shit, Nick, we're gonna drink more than that on the way to Ventura.
Allegedly.
So Nick's driving.
You know what?
No, I'm
Kobe?
driving.
I was gonna say, man, I last time I cashed my cans, and I thought I had a lot, but it was cans and bottles. I think I got like $7, dude.
Really? Well,
Obviously, I don't drink.
so I have had this big old bag. It's like a bag that I ordered sand in. So it's like 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 feet wide, 3 feet long,
Wow.
and 3 feet tall.
Damn.
And that was overflowing. I had a 55-gallon drum overflowing, and then I had a regular outside trash can with my plastics that was like half full because
Damn.
there's water in beer. So that's how I hydrate.
Yeah, good for you, Kobe.
So I don't drink a whole lot of water. But yeah, that's $67.
Damn, that's a lot of money. That's pretty good. Well, I think we're going to have to wrap this up. We lost the video, SD cards full. That means we've gone over 2 hours. So thanks for calling in, Colby.
Cowboy
Of
Colby.
course.
Cowboy
Well,
Colby.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, we'll be talking to you soon. We'll see you later, buddy.
Nick will see you tomorrow.
All right.
Allegedly.
All right.
See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Water Tower Podcast, episode number 22. I can't believe we're at 22 already, Jay. It's fucking
22.
flying by.
22.
22.
22.
22 tacos, por favor.
Tacos. Yeah, 22, man.
So thanks for tuning in. If you watched this far, good for you, motherfuckers, because we love that shit. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all the social
Give
media
us some
platforms.
likes.
Share
comments.
with your friends. And hey, if you want to buy us some beer next time, hit that Patreon link. It's right below. So we'll see you on episode number 23. Peace out.